So we're going to continue on with Solo Bard, Fiddle Faddle, My Ears Hurt. This is my level 11 Stormsinger that I got level 11 yesterday. I'm going to be running around with this and getting a little bit more experience points, moving along, you know what I'm saying? It should be a good time. And I'm very excited about moving this character up. I'm having so much fun. This character is relatively strong. I have a ton of powerful items, and yeah, let's just give her. I don't think I need to buy a new hireling. No, I think we're good. I'm going to get started with some level 9s. Eat your salad, medium rare with garlic butter and a baked potato. Honestly, good idea. A salad partly liquid once, and it was so thick you almost threw up. Yeah. I was thinking about, what if I just blend it a little bit? Like, what if I just take all the things I would normally eat with the salad, throw it in the blender with a little bit of olive oil? You know, just blend it up so I could just slurp it back down. I feel like that would be an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's an idea of something that you could accomplish. So, yeah, I'm just thinking about it. TOD would be cool update because of all the sets. TOD would be cool because of all the sets. I actually do think the Tower of Despair sets would be very interesting. If they did decide to update TOD, they'd have to update the surrounding quests as well for the sets, however. So they wouldn't just be able to do it all in one place. Got your 12 month? Yeah! Thank you for subscribing for an entire year, Salvo. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the content and feeling good. It's a long time. Anyone have a link to the letter? I do have a link. I don't have to post it, but I do have one. So it's here. Yeah. Yeah, this video is not going to be coming out for at least 3 weeks. And so, while it is going to be coming out in a while, it's not out yet, because I'm still posting the solo fighter videos and other stuff. So you'll get this eventually. So by the time that this video actually comes out, obviously we're going to talk about the producer's letter and a bunch of different things, but it'll been like a bunch of weeks past, so it'll be interesting. Is that the gift of the Master Cloak? I've seen it on several characters. No, this is a special cloak called the Cloak of Destiny. It was, it's a legacy cloak. You can't get it anymore. The only way you got it is by maxing out the previous Epic Destiny system before Update 51, because it was a nightmarish hellscape, and it was so difficult, not difficult, but tedious to finish maxing out. It required 24 million experience points, and it was a very, very boring endeavor. So they gave out this cloak before they sunset the old system, and it says, I leveled up all my Epic Destinies, and all I got was this super cool cloak.
Flickering braziers now
So
show that
I got the super cool cloak now.
The Fire Giant's territory.
It's pretty cool. Great Warlock Imbue video. Thanks, very helpful. I'm glad I could help out. I have a
new raid
Eldritch
idea.
Knight Imbue video
Defiler
after
of the
this.
Just Business. Who's gonna explain this to the city archons come the morning?
Honestly, Defiler of the Just Business is a fantastic combination of words there. Defiler of the Just Business. What is more fun than being an old Sharadi barbarian? Yeah. Riding the witch hunt out. Again, there's a lot of good ways to combine quests and raids. Thought there was more to the letter. There was not more to the letter. It is a very small letter. Is there any news about what they're doing for VIPs? No. We're probably going to get that information with the stream that is going to be later today. So I would expect to have that information in 2 hours and 20 minutes, probably. That is the expectation that I would have, so that's why I'm waiting for the information about VIPs. Several in the executive producer will know something about it, because of what they want to do. Also, they're going to have a lot of people asking about it, so it is something that's going to get probably talked about in the actual conversation itself. Question: UI in-game UI looks different than what I play. Is it a UI mod or is it a different way to change you play? I don't think am I? Yeah, I am using a UI mod. So you can download UI mods. I'm using the.
There we go.
It says I'm not using one, but I am actually using the Nightshade UI mod from the Gothic Bites from Tormented Gothic Princess. If you want to download it, you can download it right there. Horse just linked it for you. So if you want to download it, you can. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a very, very neat UI mod. Not a lot of people make them, and so Tormented Gothic Princess decided to make a full mod, and it's really cool. There's a fire trap here. There are 2 ways to avoid it. What you can do, okay, myth, you can either have a hireling use it, or stand behind it. So if you just stand in the corner here, a bunch of fire is going to go out, and I won't take any damage. So that is a way you can do that. If you stand in the middle here, you're going to get flamed, so you don't want that to happen. Now it opens this door, and there is a giant down here. If he pulls this lever, all the jets flame jets are going to activate out of these little pillars here. So you have to stun it on your way down, which is what I did, or just stand in between. Because it goes in between the pillars, you wait for it to go, and then you fight the giant. Those are the two ways you get past that.
Iona whispers.
See the octagonal pressure plate? It's not a giant crab. Place my staff.
Now, if I'm just throw it in the garbage.
Iona whispers.
Hey man, I'm not going to say anything good or bad about any phone because I'm no Marquez Brownlee, but I will say that I've never really liked iPhones. Not for any particular reason, I just, I don't know,
Iona whispers.
it feels weird.
Careful.
Also the fact that the iPhones are always innovating by getting rid of shit I like.
You can activate my staff on an off.
We're doing a new innovation, like removing buttons from your phone so it's harder to use. We've got a new innovation. We're taking away your headphone jack. We have a new innovation. We have a special cable that you have to use with our phone, and every other cable doesn't work. So you're going to have to buy a special cable for everything. Oh, what's that? The European Union is actually now enforcing that Apple uses regular cables, and now they're just going to use regular cables like everybody else? Wow, that's crazy. I think I'm actually just going to kill this guy and use the shrine. Good. I have 7 stacks of the cold damage over time from that champion. I really should have killed that faster. Oh well. I'm just going to use the shrine here just because I don't get a shrine for a little while, and 300 mana is a surprisingly high amount.
Watch out for ambush.
Stand on the lever itself. You can also stand on the lever itself. It works well. So get my buffs back on. Again, the trick to playing a spellcaster, especially a spellcaster with a relatively low mana pool, is just use every single shrine. Just use them all. You're also going to notice I'm not going to be using displacement in here very much, and the main reason I'm not going to be using displacement is because scorpions have tremor sense, because they're like bug things and they have too many legs on the ground. So, you just got to be careful about that.
Iona whispers.
I'm going to kill all of these nesting scorpions while they're separated from each other. They're very annoying because they constantly heal each other. So you want to try to kill them before they actually get to the big scorpion guardian here. And then, of course, I have the ability to stun things, so I can just knock these monsters down pretty quickly and easily. Nimeth also stuns the monsters, which is nice. And so because I give her +1 to all of her spell DCs with Bardic Inspiration, it's kind of like it's like a 1-2 combo. It works very well.
Iona whispers.
Stun this monster, get him with a real stun, and then blow him up. I don't think Flame of Belial has any weaknesses, but fortunately Lightning Bolt is very good. I'm playing as the Stormsinger Bard. So the Stormsinger Bard is a type of Bard that gets a lot of lightning and cold spells, and has like a bunch of additional lightning and cold effects, which is pretty cool. This is my first life Stormsinger Bard as I run through this quest. You might hear the sound of the violin or the fiddle. That's because I'm playing as a Tiefling Scoundrel, and Tiefling Scoundrels play a little fiddle whenever they cast a spell. And that's the only reason why I did it, is I liked the sound effect, and I wanted to play the sound effect. That's it. So, do I get any bonuses for being a Tiefling Scoundrel? Technically, there is an ability called Fiendish Arpeggio that I'm not using. That is quite powerful.
Iona whispers.
Because for this is supposed to be like a play-along. So this is going to be going up on YouTube so you can like, follow along with what I'm doing. And the goal is that you can, watch what I'm doing, emulate it, and this should allow you to successfully kind of clear off pretty much everything in the whole video game. Or at least that's the goal anyway. Because that's what I'm currently doing right here. Wait, you play archetypes as iconics now? You could always do that. That was in the base design. You are literally always able to play iconics as archetypes. And there has never been a time where you couldn't do that. So, yes. Did you not know you could do that? Well, now you know. That's what you needed to know. You can play your iconics as any archetype that you want. It's just important to note that when you do it, you can't do it at character creation. You must use a lesser reincarnation to change your character. So you'll have to, because this is a bard, I had to create my character. It starts as a regular bard, and then I used a lesser Heart of Wood, because everybody is given one for free, to turn this into a Tiefling Scoundrel for the sound effects. The build that is associated with this is just a regular tiefling, because you don't need to do that, because that is excessive and, again, is not better. I just wanted the sound effects. This room is also trapped. How do you deal with it? You jump on top of this, and you pull the lever. By jumping up here, the trap doesn't go off. Another way you can also do this is the lever outside still works. If you can't jump up there for whatever reason, if you have a hireling, you can get the hireling to pull the lever outside, and then when the door closes, it'll actually open up this door and let you through anyway. What's with the bubble head? That's a spell in the video game called water breathing. Allows me to breathe underwater.
Iona whispers.
The guardian.
Yeah, just make sure that you select the archetype after you reincarnate. I have made that mistake before. Okay, so you can't do it vanilla. You need an LR. Correct, yeah.
Iona whispers.
There it is.
Posting that I put cream cheese in a croissant. Didn't know such a thing existed because he never considered the idea to begin with. Also true. Oh, so it doesn't require a +1 heart. You do not need a +1 heart. You can do it with a +0. You can also do it with an epic reincarnation as well, where you can get your character to level 30 and then epic reincarnate. Multi-class into an archetype without LRing. You can also multi-class as well, yeah. So if you wanted to play as a Stormsinger, you could be like a Purple Dragon Knight, take a level of Fighter, and then take the rest of the levels as Bard Stormsinger if you wanted. You just have to get rid of the Fighter level. But yeah, iconics are not like limited on being archetypes. They just can't start as their own archetype. I wonder if in the future we will get a iconic that will use one of the archetypes. So for example, we don't have an iconic druid, so it'd be interesting if they decided to add a new iconic that would also happen to be maybe like a druid of some kind. That would be a blight caster as opposed to a regular druid. That would be interesting and could be very thematic. Imagine like a kobold blight caster and they're all like marked about death or something. I think that would be very interesting, so we'll see.
Sahagin guard the top of the ziggurat.
Would a Blade Forge Sacred Fist be good or better? Well, Sacred Fist is really different from Paladin. Also, Sacred Fist is a higher reliance on Wisdom, and Blade Forge get a -2 to Wisdom. So I'm... Also, you can't use any of the Adamantine armor bonuses. So, like, as Blade Forge get bonuses to Adamantine plating, you lose that. They also lose a lot of their healing. But the benefit of Sacred Fist is they get a whole bunch of healing spell power and healing amplification. And, Blade Forged actually are the class that, or the race that heals less in the game. They heal 10% less than a regular Warforged. So a Warforged heals for 50, a Blade Forged heals for 45% of full healing, which means that it's a real uphill battle when it comes to healing. Even with Healer's Friend, you're still only at 72% of the normal amount of healing, which is pretty bad. So it is difficult to do. I would say it's worse for sure, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. I'm sure you could make a reasonable Sacred Fist. If you went like Repair, if you wanted, I guess. Just sold your Regal Orb for 4 alks. Yo, congrats, dude. Yeah, I got a 4-link pair of boots. They don't have anything on them. So I have no movement speed now, but I have a 4-link, which is very exciting. Just a white pair of 4-link boots. I just really needed them. Wanted the stats, man. Iconic Druid better be a Gatekeeper half-orc. Well, if it's a Blight caster, it probably wouldn't be a Gatekeeper.
BTW, do you still have the hoodie?
Oh, yeah. I was really tired and lying in my bed when I saw that message from you. Yes, I do still have that hoodie. It's in that box over there of clothes that the cat has been sleeping in. Or sleeping on, because she's been sleeping in the box and I have to wash. So yeah, I still have the hoodie. Is there a particular reason you sent me that message and I didn't know why you sent me that message? It's canon? Joe Cat? I can't. The cat doesn't, very rarely hangs out with me. At some point, in some of my YouTube videos, the cat shows up, and sometimes it's happened here. But yeah, I can't show you cat, unfortunately. I do not control the cat. The cat controls itself. And currently the cat is sleeping on the couch in the living room. speaking of sleeping on the couch in the living room, you cast Dimension Door in this spell, which is why this spell is so fantastic. And then, or in this quest, and then, instead of having to do this whole swimming section, because the Dimension Door is still here, instead, I can just bring myself back to the beginning of the quest. So now, I don't have to fight my way through the entire quest, and I'm basically at the end already. How cool is that?
I know that you mentioned before that you still have the dinosaur poster, just wondering if the hoodie was canon as well.
Oh, I don't have the dinosaur poster. When I moved, the dinosaur poster ripped. I don't have it, and I can't buy it. I can't buy it anywhere. It's my biggest regret is I don't still have that dinosaur poster. Seems like an exploit. It's just the function of Dimension Door. Skipping huge chunks of quests is one of the functions of Dimension Door. It's one of those things like if you have it and you know, then you get to do that. If you don't have it or you don't know, you don't get to do that. It is what it is. It's the reason why there are several quests in this game where when they really don't want you to skip something, they apply what's called a dimensional lock, so you can't cast Dimension Door at all. Guys sleeping on a Strimtom hoodie, because if you do not take pic of this and use it for merch sales, what are you doing? No. The cat doesn't sleep on it when I'm there. The cat just goes into the box at night or at some time when I'm not here, and then, yeah. You have to clean DD fast because the water would clear the DD. I don't think it does. I still think it stays there for an entire minute. I was wondering if you had gear suggestion for the Gnome Bear Druid build. I don't think so. Is it not in the guide? I feel like I did do that. I'm looking this up. I think I did post basic gear with it, but I might not have. I did not. You're right. I don't know what you should use. Great question. I'm going to check the guys here. I think I didn't post gear because it's a free-to-play character, and so all of the gear that you acquire is not free-to-play. Like, there's literally no way to get all of the gear that you want if you're a free-to-play player, unfortunately, because you need to own Ravenloft, and Sharn, and Isle of Dread, and Feywild, and all this other stuff. Boots of the Mire, eh? I would probably do something along the lines of, for the Gnome Bear Druid, probably part of the family using heavy plate. Yeah, part of the family using heavy plate. Probably use either the mirror plate tower shield or the giant's platter is also a good option. And then what do you do after that? I don't know. I need to find a quest to do. Can I do Vaughn 3? How dangerous is Vaughn 3? There's like beholders, but I'm pretty good. Oh no! Rapid Spin was slain by Constitution Falling. I'm gonna do Vaughn 3. I should be okay. If I die in this quest, just make fun of me and bury me alive. Oh, dude, that sucks. Not Pharaoh for winter. Pharaoh Crystal Shield is summer, first of all. And you don't really need the summer set. Part of the family is better. It's more dense. So I would definitely part of the family instead. And then outside of that, it's a tough call. There is also the second option, which is using the Fire Mouth's Bulwark set. Vaughn 3 is Jungle of Kyber. That is correct. This is the one with all the beholders. Jungle of Kyber is also... not Jungle of Kyber, sorry. The Fire Mouth's Bulwark set is interesting because it's a set with lots of tank stats as well as all the strength in the game, which is nice. I think, in my opinion, though, I would probably go, like, Isle of Dread artifact with, so either, like, a ring or gloves or something. Or not gloves, but, like, a ring with part of the family set using Summer Cloak. And probably some other stuff.
Hey, Strim, haven't done any endgame stuff in a while. How long would it take to get the Prowess Field reset take?
If you're farming it out solo, it will take you months. Straight up months. Because there are, like, 300 different filigrees and Ravenlofts, and every time you loot a chest, you have a chance to get one of them. so it'll take you a very long time. If you trade with any other players or human beings, you'll get it very quickly, either if you have a guild or just communicate with others and be like, yo, I'm looking to buy any prowess filigree sets. You'll have it in maybe a few, like 25, 30 minutes, especially if you use Discord to trade with people. It'll be very, very fast. But farming by yourself, there's about 300 filigrees that drop exclusively in Ravenloft and associated quests. So every time you loot the chest, there's, I think, 12 different prowess filigrees. So, no, I think it's more than that. It's like 14 of them. So 300 out of 14, and you need to get 5 different unique pieces. So yeah, there's no deterministic way to get prowess, but you can trade with people because lots of people have them from playing a whole lot. What currency do people trade? A lot of people will probably just give them to you if they're not rare. Question. Alright, let's do Jungle of Kyber. So this is the All Beholder quest. I did not do this on my fighter, so hopefully this goes well. Yeah, honestly, when I say trade, I mean, like, people will obviously, honestly just give you a lot of stuff if you don't have it already. Are there decently strong force traps? Yes, there are. There's 2 of them. I'm going to show you how to deal with both of them. So what's up? Need more chai? How are you doing? I watched the video you posted about the new class being released in the Elder Scrolls Online. I actually watched it before you posted it, but then I watched the video again. I saw it on the subreddit. So first, how do you get through this door? You have movement speed, you pull the lever and run into it. That's it. Pull the lever and just run into it. The force trap doesn't kill you if you're running against the door. So very cool. So there's that. The new class looks very mid. So I don't really care. And I have to ask and see what people ask. Yeah, true. Also, people will tell you. Like, for example, if somebody asks me for a filigree, assuming it's not a rare, I'll basically give anybody almost any non-rare filigree at any point. If it is rare filigrees that somebody's after, depending on if it's like a friend of mine, I'll just give them rare filigrees. If it is not a friend of mine, then I would like to trade rare filigrees. Exactly. Like, I don't need to get prowess filigrees from people because I have so many, and I have, like, definitely multiple copies of the whole prowess set. Especially when you're going for, like, a whole set of rare filigrees. By rare filigrees, for those of you that are not that far, so filigrees in DDO are a specific type of item, and what they do is they give you... I'm actually going to use this shrine, I think, because shrines are good. I think I'm going to kill these 2 packs of monsters and then come back and use the shrine because I don't want to run out of mana. Filigrees drop in 2 varieties, a regular and a rare version. So prowess is one of the sets, and it's a melee focus set. For every prowess filigree you have equipped, you get more stats. And prowess is all about action boosts, so you get like extra action boosts and extra damage while you are action boosting and stuff, which is why it's so good, because action boosts are the best way to increase your damage. However, with that being said, there are 2 types of the filigree, the regular and the rare version. And this matters because the rare version of filigrees can be quite rare, but they give marginally more stats. For example, the melee power filigree for the prowess set gives 3 melee power. The rare version gives 5 instead. So if you get the rare melee power, that's 2 more. 2 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you get all your filigrees rare, it's almost like an extra 30 physical resistance rating, so it's pretty good. Anyway, this door is extremely trapped, so I'm going to sacrifice Nimeth. Goodbye. It just goes off once. Now that she's dead, I'm going to clear off this room here, and then I'm going to go back and use the shrine. So I don't worry about running out of mana. We're all set. I'm going to loot this treasure chest here for some extra treasure. Kill the scorpions here. And then go shrine. My plan. Is this build your hardcore build list? No. But there is a Stormsinger you can already follow in my hardcore build guide season 7. Which is pretty much the exact same thing. Actually, looking over it yesterday, I think it is good enough and is what I would use. I didn't make any different decisions. Does she need a shrine? I don't know. Wouldn't Frogo be a better sack so you can keep Nimeth? Frogo would be a better sack, but I wanted to come back and use the shrine anyway, so it doesn't matter. And this is designed to help people get through the game who might not have all the resources. So using Frogo, a hireling that costs $80, is not conducive to helping people get through the game who might not have a lot of resources. Yeah, I don't know what to think of Arcanus. That portal thing is going to cause some discretion. I honestly don't think the portal thing is that big of a deal. It's going to make some movement around the map a little bit faster, but it's probably really tedious to set up because especially in a lot of situations. Like, I think that in general, it's probably going to be, in a lot of cases, like PvP and stuff, no more annoying than the lightning teleport that Sorcerer already gets. It's basically the same thing. Like, not having a dimensional augment back on hardcore is torture. It can be difficult, yeah. I only take the rare filigrees off of hardcore, so when I'm done hardcore, I go through my bank, and then I just type in the word rare, pick up everything, and then everything else stays. Alright, this room can be very scary because there's a lot of monsters here. So I want to kill the stuff. Also, another important note is that the Loride Seers cast Enervate, which causes negative levels. So I want to deal with those things first and foremost because it's more dangerous than anything else. Negative levels reduce my maximum hit point total, which I can't really deal with that well. Yeah, the portal thing looks funky, but also the expansion's not coming out for a while, so the class is not done yet, probably. Yeah, like I said, my main issue is that I don't think it's really going to change, unless they add in other stuff that's going to change the game. People are talking about, they hinted about spellcrafting. I mean, that would be very cool, but I don't see that coming anytime soon. As I said, I don't really see it changing everything about the game. Again, I can't target these guys because they're like sitting down, so you just ground target the area. A lot of people were very upset about the fact that you can't target stuff on the landscape in Isle of Dread and in Saltmarsh because the monsters aren't active yet. Just, if you learn to ground target, you don't really need to care about that restriction. So I recommend that you take the time to practice ground targeting when you get the chance. I played Warden. It's good. I'm telling you, Warden's good. My favorite healer by a mile. I did try Dragon Knight Healer, and it's not bad. But I like the Warden a lot. Ooh, I got another rare. Very cool. Damn, this guy's tanky. Not for long. This is why I used the Shrine, because I did need it. I'm getting pretty close to running out of spell points here. And that's generally the trick. Also, if you're doing this on hardcore and you're following my example, don't solo Von 3. Like... You might be like, damn, he's getting through this quest. I'm not at the hard part yet. The hard part is the room with 6 beholders in it. That's the hard part. So, when I get there, I'll get there when I get there, you know? Wait and see. I will also possibly use my hireling as bait on more than one occasion, because they are going to do a very good job of playing bait. Pretty much exclusively I'm talking about PvP. Yeah, but if you can't climb a keep, who cares? Like, imagine a hypothetical situation where somebody gets up, like, a small cliff or small wall. You just walk away from the cliff and wall, and then they have to come down to get you anyway, so it doesn't matter. I guess, in theory, there's the context of, like, yeah, but what if they go up there, and then they become, like, unkillable? I guess. But just stay in the Zerg Ball. They're going to die anyway. You might get, like, soloed somewhere on the landscape, but you could get soloed by any class anyway. Okay, so for this, I'm going to apply Maximize to Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt does a lot of damage, and I want to kill these beholders as fast as I can and as far range as I can. So, here is a beholder. Here is a Lightning Bolt. I'm going to kill it. I'm also going to be alternating with Sonic Blast. Check the right for a beholder. It is already coming. I'm going to drop a sound burst there to stun the beholder. It is stunned, and then we'll lightning bolt it. Goodbye. Check the left. We're all set. I like to go up the left side first, because I find if there is a rare spawn, it is easier to target from the entrance door here. There is a rare spawn, Dartak, who is a Garyon Hunter. I'm going to go for the stun, and then hit him with a lightning bolt. Now that he's stunned, hit him with another Sonic Blast. Lightning bolt again, and it is over. Beholder right in the middle. Don't need to stun it. Just need to lightning bolt it. And he's dead. There should be a beholder down here. I think it might only be on epic there's a beholder down here. I think there's less beholders in heroic than epic. So there's no beholder here. So we're good. There's a beholder down here around this corner. There's also possibly other beholders up here. I'm going to loot this chest first because, you know, if I'm going to die, I might as well have a little bit more treasure, right? I'm wondering about my spell point usage. Right after this section is another shrine, so I don't care too much about my spell point usage. I'm also trying my best to retain my buffs, because my House P buffs give me a lot of defensive stats, which are nice, like hit points and all the resistances, and I'd like to not lose those. In this room, I'm also searching. There's no rare here, and it looks like there's also no beholder here as well, so there's only one more beholder left in this area. So I'm going to go kill it in just a little bit. I might use Nemeth for it. What build is that? This is Stormsinger Bard. Stormsinger. Important note about this character, I am only using items I have found. I have put no items on this character from anything else. Haven't pulled anything out of the bank. I've only used the gold and the items I picked up. And this is a first life character on hardcore. Oh, there is a beholder here. That was bad. Go, get him, Nemeth. If I can get the thing to turn, it's not turning. It's staring at me. Shoot. I need a better angle on this. I'm going to back up. I didn't see the beholder above my head. That would have been bad. Good old beholders. Okay, where'd he go? Is it still there? Yes, it is. Hey, bud, guess what? Lightning bolt. And Sonic Blast. Because Sonic Blast has a minor stun component to it, it's pretty good. Also, because Sonic Blast procs the Lightning Strike, it's also quite good, because even though its damage in itself isn't high, when you Lightning Strike, it's good. And that is the beholder down here. So that is all the beholders in this section of the quest. And now I just need to find the rune that I missed, because you have to pull 3 runes to open the door. And it's right here on the ground, which is convenient. What if a PvP person does something? I ignore them as a PvE player. It is important to keep PvP balanced in PvP games, or PvP sections of games. But I feel like they can just do something simple, like if it becomes the portal gate thing becomes a problem, just make the gates have a shorter distance in Cyrodiil. Like that's really not that hard of a solve, if I'm being honest. If you come out to the left side, there's an optional, and it gives me a little bit more XP, so I'm going to do it. Damn. This guy tried to hold monster on me, but he can't, because I am a... I can't even get this gold. That guy couldn't hold monster on me, because my character has freedom of movement, which is very convenient. The hardest part is still ahead. By the way, that was not the hardest part. The hardest part is after this room. So we're going to see how this goes. But the hardest part has yet to come. As spooky and wacky as that sounds, it is, yeah. That's where I'm at here. I need my hireling, please. And stun on this doorway. Stun all the guys. At least I stunned the casters in the back, so that's good for me. Stun this doorway here, because they're going to be running through. You kind of got to preemptively stun a little bit with Soundburst, because it has a bit of a delay in terms of its spawn. And then same thing here. Try to throw the stun in the doorway, kill the monsters as they come in. Okay, so now I'm in the hard part. The hard part is that in this next room, there is a beholder. It is a named beholder, and it is quite strong. So I'm going to try to eliminate one of the monsters along the way. But the beholder is now going to come and get me. Nemeth is likely going to die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. One of the monsters is dead. There is a beholder here. It is a Deast Battlelord, which means it takes half damage from everything. Awesome. The hardest champion in the game on hardcore is this beholder. This is a situation where you think about resetting. It can move from this spot, by the way. I don't know why it isn't. I'm going to turn off maximize and just snipe it down. For whatever reason, it can come through this door. It just isn't. So I have to be very careful when I need to move and get out of here. So I thought this was going to be hard. Look how much damage this thing is capable of taking. It takes so little from every attack. And just to make sure I have enough mana for Dimension Door, we'll do that. That might have looked like a scaredy cat's way to deal with that, but yes, I am a scaredy cat, and the fact that it got stuck is something I will accept as providence. Rigged? Absolutely. They literally already have sets like Rallying Cry, which activate only if Battle Spirit Fuse Zone is active. They could do it, but who knows how they think, yeah. They don't need to micromanage every single skill and its damage output, but the range on some abilities, like they already have the fact that, like, you know, some of the PvP skills give like, oh, you get, you know, 5% increased range if you attack near a keep or whatever it is. Like extra meters of range if you attack near a keep and things like that. So I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do that as well.
This great hall is flanked by towering statues from a lost.
So that's how you do that. And you don't die. Very cool. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous there. I thought bad things would happen, but apparently no bad things happen, so we're good. Anyway, the Marut is also very dangerous. He resists lightning, which is one of my major damage types. But he does not resist... he resists sonic and lightning and cold. It also has a stunning punch, so I need to make sure I stay out of range with this thing. So I am running backwards against it. One of the reasons why I am jump casting is because if I don't jump into the air, my character will walk slowly backwards, and this thing will catch up to me. You have to learn how to jump cast if you want to play a spellcaster good. Watch what happens if I try to cast my spell. Look how slow I walk. That thing would hit me for sure. But by jumping backwards, I lose no speed while I am actually getting away from it. So please learn to jump cast. It will save your life. Please learn to jump cast. Thank you. I'm actually not going to run Von 4 because there are traps I can't deal with. In the end section, you have to run through several traps, and they are just really, really dangerous. So I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna. That's how that works. Motion 58. Charisma 5. Defensive 15 helmet. Ooh. I want none of these. Anyway. Let's move over. I'm going to be doing White Plume Mountain next, I think. White Plume Mountain's pretty good. I don't know if there's any other 9s I really want to do before I move on and take level 12. Other 9s. White Plume Mountain is good. I can't do Shadow Crypt. I don't want to do Threnal. I can't do Threnal, actually. And then Haywire Foundry, and then Cult of the Six. The problem with the 9 and 10 range is there actually is a whole lot of quests in those range, but they're all tied up in like bad quest chains. Where your character is basically stuck, like you have to do them all as you level. You can't just do them in one go, and that's the annoying part. If they just made all of Cult of the Six 9 and all of Threnal 10 and mildly rebalance the XP, that would be amazing. Just make the entirety of Grey Moon and Cult of the Six level 9, and now all of a sudden there's, what, 12 new just straight up level 9 quests, and then they make all of Threnal level 10, which gets them out of 8 and 9 and just makes them all 10. That would be fantastic. That would be a great change. It would make leveling so much easier, make so much more sense. I don't know how long it would take to change that in the game code. Hopefully not a long time. You know, just crack out the action replay, put in some things, change the game code, so they can get it done. There is one scary moment of White Plume Mountain that I'm going to be skipping because I have True Seeing. If you don't have True Seeing, you can swim through a trap-infested hallway to do what I want to do. I'm not going to be swimming through a trap-infested hallway, but it is technically an option, so I'm going to put it out there.
To the east lies a room filled with treasure. Inside,
I didn't realize
see the codex page sitting on
one of the quests was level 6. Yeah. So this one, there's a whole bunch of riddles. You can look up the solutions or figure out the riddle yourself. I just have done this quest so many times, I know the answers to all the riddles. So for example, that one was talking about how there are 24 or was it 24 birds or crows that are in a tree. Shots are fired through the tree, and a quarter of the birds are slain. How many birds remain? And the answer is 6 birds remain, because the birds that didn't get shot flew away. The birds that did get shot are lying on the ground dead, and therefore they remain. It's one of those things you have to think about the outcome of the text, as opposed to just like word for word what the text is saying. It's like, oh, because they have 18 on there, where you go, yeah, there's 18 birds that are remaining, but no, the remaining birds would leave if there was shots fired.
My number. I'm less than a score.
Also, I love that lightning bolt. If you haven't heard it yet, the Stormsinger Lightning Strike deals lightning damage and also a sick guitar riff.
Greater, I fear. Correct, not the Sphinx.
Need any of these? Oh my god, what is this?
in a shimmer of light, and your
I
adventure
should have messaged you before spending a whole bunch of money on stuff. And the answer is no, I need none of those. Thank you. I needed 4 blue sockets on boots. Oh, that's funny. We're all set. Just making them all level 3 quests? Yeah, then we have more of them. One of the problems with DDO is not enough level 3 quests. So you can swim through this trapped hallway here. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to walk down this hallway because I have access to True Seeing. If you don't have True Seeing, to get where I'm about to go, you will need to go through the dangerous hallway. I actually have, because I got the True Seeing item here from the Nocturne Ring. It's very nice to have. You can craft True Seeing on a level 1 item. I actually have a pair of goggles that is level 1 with True Seeing and an augment slot, because if an item has an augment slot, when you decide to Caneth craft it, you can just put an augment into it. And then, yeah, I put a augment that gives 5% increased XP. It's pretty sweet. Now, the reason why I'm coming down here is because this chest has 2 named items in it. One of them happens to have the spell Death Ward on it as a clicky. If I get it, I will be very excited. So, Trinket, Feather Falling, and True Seeing. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I'm going to tank Sir Bluto because my Bardic Song heals me for more. Rats. I haven't gotten that in a hardcore yet, but someday I will get that Deathward item out of there. Someday. Also, I pulled a lever. You do not have to pull the lever that's there at all. I just spaced. That lever opens the door that lets you leave that I already found through detecting it with detect doors. So, yeah, you know. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes they make mistakes. Also, sometimes they forget to put the graphics in. I have no idea what causes that. Love that, though, when that happens. When you just walk into this void, endless void. There is one section I am mildly worried about in this quest. It is the section with the vampire. There are a series of shadows. When shadows damage you, they cause you to lose strength. And when you lose strength, you can die. If you get to 0 from fighting shadows. I have 18 strength right now, so the shadows shouldn't be able to kill me, but again, this will be a wait and see. I'm also going to be using all the shrines in this quest, so while this might not be the fastest, it shouldn't be too bad. Also, the final section of the quest involves having to fight 4 genies, or sorry, 4 Ifritis. I'm going to be doing my best to kind of avoid them and stay safe.
Is some kind of mechanical pump engages. The door clicks as it unlocks, and the water begins to drain
That's the
away
funniest.
at last.
That's the funniest tweet I've seen all year.
To your surprise,
Holy moly!
a mouth carved into the stone wall announces your presence in a booming voice. Guests.
Hold on. Let me just wait till this thing is dead. I don't have a damage over time effect, so I just have to actually kill this. And I'll show you the tweet. That's like the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. Holy moly! Oh god.
Revealing the towering form of an ogre magic. Still green, but with much sharper teeth.
Oh man, I love the internet. The internet's good. You know, there's a really fun subreddit called Confidently Incorrect, and it's great because you just get to see people like, I don't know why this guy's not working either. What the heck? Anyway, it's just really fun to see people who think they know what they're talking about and then watch them not know what they're talking about, and it's really satisfying. So, I have for you a wonderful tweet here, which is great, from Matthew Desormeaux, and they said, a bit late for the hashtag Stranger Things tie-in, but cool, because of the Vecna Unleashed mini expansion coming out in April. That's right, guys. The Vecna Unleashed expansion is a tie-in to Stranger Things. Make no mention of the fact that the last expansion was about Vecna, and Vecna has been in the game for over 2 years. It is a Stranger Things tie-in. Don't forget. Dude, that shit's so funny to me. Vecna from Fortnite? Yeah. Wait, hold on. Is Vecna in Fortnite? Please say, somebody say yes. Oh, I just need Vecna to do that Fortnite dance.
Closer to your objective.
Dude, that's so funny to me. Oh, thanks for your build. Let's play this game. Someone who's still on CD for download back in 2020, and then nothing to sell your clips, and literally free to play the first level 19 after 10 plus years. Hell yeah, dude! I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I'm glad to hear you're trucking away and struggling along, you know, fighting the good fight. I'm glad to have you here. I hope you're enjoying the content, and I've been able to teach you something. I'm going to continue to do that. People have to question if any character is in Fortnite. I love this timeline. Dude, you never know who's in Fortnite.
As you enter the room, two green forms emerge from the
Who knows?
water
Do they
with
have like
smiles.
Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone in Fortnite? Maybe. Vecna first appeared in D&D in 1976. Yeah, and it's a sick. That was a sick Stranger Things tie-in. Yeah, I think it's obviously they're referencing the fact that Stranger Things last year during the summertime had a season where one of the characters was named Vecna. It was not Vecna. That's they named one of the characters because there's like tangentially related D&D things in the show, and so the end result was that I didn't watch it, but a lot of people, you know, would see Vecna popping up in other places. There was a whole D&D book that was released about Vecna in the same month, and there was also DDO with Isle of Dread with Vecna also releasing at the same time. Now you could chalk that up to everybody, you know, kind of working together, but I more chalk it up to convergent thought. DDO had been planning Vecna for a while because the mysterious stranger was Vecna, and with the hints that they were dropping, it also makes sense in context of the game that that's what they were setting up. Not like, oh, they just pulled it out of nowhere. But it is funny to think about that. They have the bee sting McCulkin. Wait, really? In Fortnite? That'd be amazing. That Macaulay actually left him in New York. Yeah, and they just left him at Trump Tower. Poor guy.
A small section of one of the magical barriers tears.
Afternoon, I'm just reading the producer's letter. Does anyone know which day the DDO panel on PAX East is on? No. I don't know. Also, they don't talk about it there, and that's the first time they've announced it, and I'm also entirely shocked that they didn't announce it on the website, they didn't announce it on the forums, it's in the producer's letter, and they didn't talk about it in the producer's letter.
You notice a crest marked with a triangle
What?
toward the back of the chamber.
So, if I'm being honest, I don't think SSG knows when it is. I'm just saying, I have no idea.
Another crest claim.
Waited for Rick and Morty and the D2 characters to come back to Fortnite. Wait, they had Destiny 2 characters in Fortnite? Are you telling me I can play Commander Vuvuzela in Tilted Towers?
Bright green
Amazing.
slime covers the floor here. Something about it gives you a bad feeling.
Amazing.
Pain stings the souls.
Also,
of your
RIP
feet.
Rick and Morty fans.
To see the green slime coating your boots, it begins to creep up, reaching higher, consuming as it goes.
Played your builds for DDO and Litro. I've played both since beta, on off and on. If it makes you, if you're actually, if you are interested in Lord of the Rings Online, I am gonna put a video out talking about the Warden and Captain changes from the perspective of somebody who mained both those classes for a long time. I do not know. It was part of the only season you played this year, and they nonstop advertised it. In Destiny? You sure?
8 silvery glass spheres hang inside this room.
No, I didn't see it. Was it in the store, or was it like in the game?
The spheres, a well-placed glow, change.
Oh wait, shadows. This section is very annoying because if you don't have, you're basically just trying to find the key, and it's a 1 in 8. One key in here, so you just keep smashing until eventually you find the key. In-game and in store. I didn't see it anywhere. Sorry. The Warden since it came out has been your main class. Yeah, I've identified many issues with Warden. As somebody who's been a huge fan of Tank Warden, regardless of how the fact that it hasn't been viable in years, and regular Warden. The main problem with Tank Warden is that you have no cooldowns. They're really powerful and really tanky, but if you start to die, you just do die, and there's nothing you can do to prevent that, which has been a problem for a very long time. The problem is adding a cooldown to Warden is so counter to the entire concept of Warden with the Gambit system So the advanced masteries that they're adding are advanced techniques, where after you complete gambit chains, you then unlock stacks of advanced techniques that you can then spend to use your cooldowns, is a much better system, because it means you have to engage with the gambit system and constantly be building up full chains and spending full chains to then unlock your cooldowns back. I think it's a much better way to do that. My personal opinion was that since they removed power from the game, like the mana costs from everything, because everyone has infinite mana all the time, that what they could do is instead is add in a or just change Dark Before the Dawn into a Warden tank cooldown. So when you use Dark Before the Dawn, it would apply a buff that reduces damage you take. So you still have to prep it, but you could like Battle Memory Dark Before the Dawn as a tank if you wanted, or whatever it is before the combat, and have it prepared in advance. I thought that would be a cool idea. But the advanced technique is a good idea. Also, the fact that they're linking chains now is cool. So, if you're working on Surety of the Death AoE damage chain, and then you decide to flip into single target, you can do that. And also the fact that they're making these spear gambits be focused on instantaneous damage as well, meaning that wardens aren't like permanently stuck fighting AoE groups, or like just fighting the boss. Another problem that I had is that you can't swap target on Warden. So when we were doing in the Minas Morgul expansion, like Shelob and stuff, my job as Warden was literally just stick on the boss the whole time. Every boss fight, okay, everyone, you do this, you clear this, you do this, you do this. Shrimp, you stick on the boss. Don't do anything else. Okay, this room is terrifying because there are shadows. If the shadows touch me, they can drain my strength. If they drain my strength to 0, I instantly die. I do not have Death Ward. I am not scared of the vampire at all. I have a favorite soul with me.
Whispers in your ear. Thank you for
A favorite soul who is refusing to attack the bad guy with her light spells. So I'm going to be jumping here because I do not want to take damage from the shadows. I'm going to be casting every AoE as fast as I can, as quickly as I can, to kill every shadow. Again, getting to 0 strength means I die. Took no strength damage, and I'm okay. Good. Woo! Gonna grab plus 30 jump pots. Nah, I don't want plus 30 jump pots. Who needs that? I've made the terrible mistake of trying to spam 6-link with fusings. Yeah. You have. My first 6-link ever took me almost 4,000 fusings, but I got it. Is your wolf two-handed fighting build still usable? I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to say yes. Which build? I have multiple wolf two-handed fighting builds. Are you talking about the wolf two-handed fighting build that I did in update 41? Are you talking about this build?
That's the last crest.
The one that I did in 2019?
To the treasure room and claim your rewards.
That's the first one I found that I did. I would say since the entire Epic Destinies have been revamped, you probably still could play it, but I wouldn't recommend playing a pure druid at this point. I would definitely recommend multi-classing if you have the option. Because multi-classing, you only need 17 levels of wolf to get access to everything that's good in the entire tree. So I generally will recommend multi-classing for everyone that wants to try out playing Wolf Druid, because multi-classing be good. So 17 Druid and then whatever else you want. I believe I have a more recent Wolf Druid that is 17 Druid, 2 Fighter, 1 Favored Soul, which is what I would recommend for a two-handed fighter. It gives you proficiency with all two-handed weapons. It gives you access to Haste Boost from the Kensai tree. It gives you access to the Trance from Favored Soul, and that's probably what I would do. I don't know if I have one anywhere, but 17 Druid, 2 Fighter, 1 Favored Soul is definitely what I would do.
There's something to be said.
Is good unless you're on Ruthless, then good luck. Yeah, but that's okay. I don't need a 6-link on Ruthless.
So much sweeter.
6,300 sounds right. Yeah, 17 Ranger, 3 Rogue is very good. Didn't see it. I was just talking about it. I don't know if I actually wrote that down. I don't know. Let's see. I'm scanning through the list. This is a more up-to-date build that is very, very good. There's a rogue version that's 17 druid, 3 rogue, and it's very, very powerful, and I would definitely recommend it. So it's 17 druid, 3 rogue. It's a dagger using build, and it's very, very strong. I had a question for some experts. If I were to true reincarnate or reincarnate, would I lose the veteran status and Warforged in that server? No, you do not. Do I have any quests else I want to do? No, I do not. So I'm going to level up here and take my 12th level as Bard, which means I get a new feat, which also means I get new stats. Yeah. Where's the Bard trainer in here? Oh, it's right in front of me. Why can't I find the Bard trainer? Now, the level 12 is huge because not only do I get another feat for some more hit points, and I'll be taking a higher level shield mastery feat for even more hit points, but also, so we can improve shield mastery, so my health should jump to over 300 here. Please. Almost. Very close. But also, because I got my point, I can now go tier 5 of the tree, grab Spell Song Vigor, so now my spell points regenerate, and I can be a little bit more aggressive in terms of how I spend my spell points. Additionally, I also have Horn of Thunder, which is a spell that does so much damage, it's disgusting. And I'm very excited to use this spell. So I'm going to show you how good this is, now that I have the chance. And I should be able to clear pretty much everything in the whole game. Clear map so I can get that recipe to 6-link. Yeah, do it. And yes, higher quality armor affects your chance of 6-link. It's basically 1% increased 6-link chance per percent quality. So yeah, you're level 12, press how fast Bard levels. Yep, it is. Over in a 30-point build, though, correct. If you reincarnate, you're a 34-point build. But no, if it's anything that you unlock from favor, you get to keep. Except for your backpack spaces and your bank spaces. It's really weird. I think they want to change that, but don't have the capacity to do it right now. Alright, let's sell some stuff. I should be wearing these boots. The fact that I'm not is a little sus. There are a lot of bad items that I don't need. I don't need this ring, I think. I don't need the Siren's Charm either. Although 5 con for Resonance. Necklace of Venom's also okay. I don't know the answer there in terms of that item. I'm not sure what I should use. Don't need Wand of Evil Splendor. Definitely don't need Wand of Slow. Alright. House case stuff at the start of the bank revamp. Oh, that's cool, yeah. Archive Blight Wolf so I can go Gold Curse again. Yeah, I mean, Blight Wolf is pretty sick, and with the special Blight Wolf attacks, it should be pretty rad, so I'm looking forward to testing that out. Alright, now that I'm level 10, I might as well go do some level 10s, and the best place to start for 10s is Ravenloft, because Ravenloft has really good items in it, so if I happen to get anything useful, I'll be very happy. Or I'll pull nothing, which is what I did pretty much on the fighter. I think on the fighter, I got the Constitution necklace. So if I can beat that, if I get the light armor, that'll be very happy. If I get the light armor, if I get the cloak with dodge and constitution, I will be happy. If I pick up... That's basically it. Everything else is just going to be icing on the cake. But those are the 2 items I'm thinking of that I would definitely want. And yes, I'm very fast. Be very fast. Zoom, zoom, zoom. How did I go to the place I was at? Anything stuff? I just want to keep the Vet 30. Yeah, Vet 32 build. Yep, that never goes away. You get to keep it forever. Unlock on that server. Once you do it once, it's there forever on that server. So if I TR wipe, nothing goes towards. Yeah, the server unlocks stay forever. Once you've unlocked something on a server, it stays. What do you think is the best cleric domain right now? I have to go buy Hireling. What's the best cleric domain right now? Probably... either Death domain or Magic domain, probably. Especially since they patched Magic domain, so it actually works properly. Oh yes, also you have to claim stuff before you reincarnate. Yes, that's true. Yeah, if you don't claim the things, like if you don't talk to the NPCs, it does not unlock it for your account. So if you just look up here and you're like, oh, cool, Warforged, that's awesome. I'm so glad I unlocked that. You didn't unlock it. You have to go talk to the vendor. Like, you have to go talk to the guy and unlock it. Please go do that. Oh, Luck Domain is quite good. I'm just not going to call it the best because Luck Domain loses at a lot of value in Reaper mode, where Displacement is not as strong as it normally is. Which is not to say it's bad. It just loses some of its value in comparison to, like, heroic leveling. And especially in early leveling, dude, for the purposes of leveling, having access to Displacement is really crazy. So now I have Tanya Brightstone.
You spot a corpse in the grass near the abandoned
Go, Tanya. Now my mana comes back. I get 2 mana, or I get 1 mana per second, basically. Which is a lot at this level.
From down the road, you hear
Nice having Cornload favor and epics. Load Smart. Honestly, it's going to be great. One of the main issues of Iconics is you don't have that Cornload favor unless you go back and do it, which is kind of boring. So yeah.
A raven cries somewhere overhead.
So being able to change that will be nice. Lux, Sun, or Death. As I said, I think Magic is probably the best one out of all of them, but only for like specific characters and builds. Also, as much as I was talking about how cool my character is, I think Wisps are immune to lightning, which is very annoying on this build.
You hear a branch snap behind you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're immune to lightning. They are in fact immune to lightning. So my really cool Horn of Thunder is not as cool as I want it to be. Go, my Snowball Swarm. Snowball Swarm them! We're good. Now I can Horn of Thunder this wolf and kill everything else. Haven't checked Magic Domain. Yeah, Magic Domain is good because it gives you 40 universal spell power and evocation DCs. Universal spell power being good. And when you turn undead, you get another 40 universal spell power. And so having 80 universal spell powers that applies to all of your spells that you cast, your heals, all damage types, whether it's fire or light or negative or whatever it is, that's very, very, very good. Core Lords take 15, then you get full XP and you get the favor. Yeah, that's true. But I have most of my gear is around level 15. That's the problem. Is I have like full sets of Sharn gear chilling in my shared bank. And I don't have full sets of other gear chilling in the other banks, or in the shared bank. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, the Hound sound is the Horn of Thunder sound. Horn of Thunder had the sound first. Hounds just copied it. Kill the Wisps at the start, so don't spawn at the end. The problem is, if you kill the Wisps at the start, you have to fight like 7 of them. And if you kill the Wisps at the end, you only have to fight 3. And so in my opinion, I'd rather fight 3 than 7. It's way safer. You can do whatever you want. This is America. But I don't really recommend doing that, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to go get my last point into Horn of Thunder, which brings it down to a 12-second cooldown, which will be nice. And then I'm going to take, when I level up, Advanced Musical Studies for an extra 200 mana. This 200 mana is good. It means I can be a lot more flexible in quests. And then I will be spending the rest of my points in Stormsinger. Stormsinger. Power. Maximize. Quicken. There's also a lot of monsters immune to lightning. Holy moly. You've got this quest, which has the final boss immune to lightning. And then you have the... where am I going? You have this boss, that's the final boss of Death House that's immune to lightning. You have Wisps that are immune to lightning. Annoying. Overwhelmed by the Wisps. I mean, you could have that. This is true, this is Barovia. This is in fact Barovia. Right, Bardic Inspire, cast my buffs. Important note, you will still see me tumble casting out all my buffs. I still recommend you do that. You click on somebody, you press the Bard song, you hold block, you press forward, and your character tumbles, and an animation cancels the song, allowing you to keep doing other tasks while the song plays. It is how people can, like, fully buff an entire raid in less than a minute, and if you don't do that, you should start doing it. It's a good habit, and I recommend you pick it up. I'm going to drop myself a haste so I move a little bit faster to get through these quests, and let's go! Oh no, it's the Crawling Claws, they're dead! Yo, Strim, when it comes to Heart Seeds, I can run a quest 2 times to get Heart Seeds and be able to reruns twice the next day? Yes. Every day, 2 runs per quest. If you want to do something really easy, go run Keep on the Borderlands twice, Keep in the Borderlands is all quests that are 1 to 2 minutes total. And each quest is pretty fast. Now you might notice it looks like I'm running the wrong way. Usually people go up. By going down instead, I'm going to be skipping a fight. It doesn't matter on this character or like this difficulty setting or level that I'm doing, but for Reaper mode, a lot of people will do this, where they will, at the end game, if you're doing Reaper 10, the monsters in this room are dangerous. So if you come in this side of the room and hug the right wall, the trigger for the monsters is right here in the middle. So you just do that and you don't have to fight anything, which is why you do this. And you'd already be coming out this way anyway, so it saves you time. There's one endgame player that refuses to tumblecast. It makes you very sad. Yeah. I remember seeing some games said they wanted to make an ability so that way you could have the Bardic Inspire applying an AoE as like a cool effect. And they said that every time they tried to implement something like that, or at least the last time, they couldn't get it to work with it or get it to function. Because every time they would do it, it would basically just crash out the entire server that they were testing on. So, yeah. Also, thanks to the passive, there's so much walking around in this quest, I'm almost back up to full spell points. So I may soon just turn on Maximize generally, just because of how little spell points I actually use, but we'll see. Quests with a lot of walking around, you benefit from the extra spell points. Quests that are shorter, obviously you get less of the value. Now, the monsters up here are wraiths, and the wraiths are very annoying because, oh man, they cast a whole bunch of very dangerous spells, like Dispel Magic. Dispel Magic is very dangerous here, because if I get Dispel Magic, all my buffs go away. So fortunately, I got the Nemeth to attack, or not Nemeth, Tanya to attack the rat, which pulled the wraiths over to me, and then the wraiths want to go after Tanya, because that's who they knew was there, and then they didn't attack me. Now, there's a trap right here. I'm going to show you how to get past this trap every time so you take no damage. We come over here. Uh-huh. Then you come over here. Uh-huh. And then, and only then, there's a big death trap here. See this crate? Jump on top of this crate. Walk here. Jump on top of this. You just bypass the whole trap. Wowzers. Right, so you do that. These things are immune to cold. I don't know why I cast that spell. But I think I'm gonna quicken Ball Lightning, so that way I can cast quicken or Ball Lightning a little faster. Take those wraiths, me too. Dispel Magic is very annoying. I'm getting to the range where Dispel Magic can affect me, and that will take off all of my elemental resistance buffs, and that's very irritating. Also, how are you doing, Gwen? How are you? What's going on? That trap, and he knows it's there. Yep, not a lot of people know the way around without triggering, though. A lot of people try to jump the corner and they die. Is there an enemy immune to sonic damage? I think so. There are monsters that are resistant, for sure. Immune? I actually don't know if there are monsters that are immune. I'm doing pretty good. My jaw hurts because apparently I have been eating too much salad, which is not a joke.
The sound of
I decided to make some changes and eat a little bit healthier, and I caused my jaw to swell because I was chewing too much more than usual. So I have to pump the brakes on that and be more gradual. So that is very funny. Like you're more than welcome to laugh at me and insult me, but that is embarrassingly true. So note to self: never eat healthy ever again. And two, I'm just doing great. I'm having a lot of fun with this character. I love playing Stormsinger Bard. It's really good. I'm having a great time with Dungeons & Dragons Online. Just doing great. No Flightfoot Greaves. All good. Finally out of your PoE phase. Yeah. I had to quit Path of Exile. I quit Path of Exile. I gave like 100 Divines worth of stuff to Mr. Dorak, and then I stopped playing. And then I started playing Ruthless, because Ruthless, I can literally only stomach for at most like 30 minutes a day, which means I don't get stressed about, playing too much or spending too much time playing that game. Okay, level 3 or lower spell immunity. 4 or lower. I actually can't deal with liches because I can't shout them either. They're immune to lightning. So any quests with liches are a no-go for this character until you get greater shout, and I don't get that until 16. So pretty much every quest with the lich is a no-go. All 40 achievements was good fun. Damn! Yeah, I did not do that. I will never get all 40 achievements.
Strim, do you know what happens if you deafen shambling mounts?
I don't know what happens if you deafen shambling mounts? What happens if you deafen shambling mounts? Horn of Thunder works? Yeah, but then I have to, on Hardcore League, take the risk where I have to use Horn of Thunder and then wait 12 seconds and use Horn of Thunder and use only the Sonic half of it to kill like a 6,000 health Lich, while hoping it's not going to kill me in the interim. They wander around like you blinded them? Oh, that's interesting. First of all, how do you deafen monsters? Serious question. What effects cause deafen?
This corpse is nearly beyond recognition. So savagely has it been mangled.
Okay. Oh my god, I just want to click on the thing. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I just want to click on the corpse. Please stand still, Wisp. Thank you. Oh, Ear Smash. I forgot. And the Druid Storm thing, yes. I always forget about Ear Smash. Because I remember the effect that it makes you unable to cast spells, but I forget that it's actually a deafen effect. And Storm of Vengeance, yeah. For sound based on not sight? Well, I mean, a Shambling Mound is like a pile of grass and roots, so it's possible. It makes sense that they wouldn't, like, have eyes. Alright, now all I just need to do is find Valentina. The same thing I struggle with every time I do this quest. I'm going to slowly meander around, looking for a person that does not wish to be found. While killing wisps. That's the only thing I know, is that basically if you just go and kill every wisp, eventually she will spawn. So that is what I do. I just go around killing all the wisps. Eventually she spawns. I'm going to throw on Displacement just as a safety net. That way it's easier for me to dodge the wolves. Shambling Mode optional in the final vintage and last hardcore. Ooh. Oh, like the Shambling Mound in like the first room there? I just forgot about that optional, if I'm being honest. Kill count, not wisps? How many kill count? This is good information. I would love to pass this along. I don't know. So if you know, then you should tell me. I'm 25. Well, I'm at 26, so that means she should spawn somewhere. Oh. Oh, Mullet. Give me your treasure, the snow peaks. I find I also just get in the habit of killing every single monster. So you're saying that if I like go around and even clear off some of these side areas, I'm gonna be finding her? It's not bad. Maybe I should go do that. You have spawning her without killing a single wisp. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm saying I want to be able to find her. So if that's true, then that's awesome. I'll just kill all the monsters. And eventually that will solve my problem. Hey, monsters, you're dead. Again, I get like 1 mana back a second. Oh, wolf expertise on hardcore. Hell yeah. Now I can see the health bars of wolves. I don't need that information, but I have it. There she is. Valentina, where are you? That actually invented tremor sense in DDO? Yeah. I mean, that must mean that a spider probably also, if you deafen them, they can't do anything either.
Morgantha addresses the gathered peasants from up on the wood.
Because they would have no way to be able to sense the actual vibrations. Also, I'm going to be doing this the slow way, because the final boss, this quest drops an armor and a cloak. 2 items I want. It also drops the Nightfall ring, another ring I would use, because it's pretty good. So there are 3 items of this quest that I want, and the Mistfallen, which is the Mistfallen and the Plate Shard Belt. Plate Shard Belt I don't want at all, and the Mistfallen is a bad orb. It's actually not that bad, but it's not good for what I want, so I'm going to call it a bad orb, and not really explain myself. Anyway, stun the Dretches. Not stun the Dretches, apparently. Hit him with cold damage. Speed, Rage, Stone Skin, Shield, because there's named monsters up here. Okay. Well, she was half Snow Peaks. That's good to know. In a place where bug regarding the wizard class and Shadow Dancer? Yeah, there's the in-game bug reporting tools where I would report that. I'm just gonna keep spamming spells here. Hope that I don't die. No!
The bitter taste of dreams cut
Dude, I one-shot Morgantha? Oh my... Well. No. I thought I had time, because the one spawned in first. Alright, well, no armor. Rip. I'm just gonna be wearing the stupid 7 equipped healing amp armor until I finish the game. Strimtom, at level 15, what is the highest strength stat you can use? Are you asking what's the best item that you can use that gives strength? You can Caneth craft a 8 strength, 3 insightful strength item. You can also use the collective sight and craft 8 strength, 3 insightful strength on it. And if you don't want to do that, you can get the Celestial Ruby Ring and put strength on it and get 8 strength on that. That's all I got. That's all I can think of that gives you strength. But damn. You know that feeling where it's like when you're trying to catch a Pokemon and then you get the health really low and you're going to tap it one more time and you get the critical hit and it kills it. And you're like, no, I didn't want that to happen. I was not trying to kill it. In so many other situations, I'd be excited about that, but not now. Okay. Dictator. I believe Dictator is double golems. Yeah, this should be 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 2nd floor. Correct. So I have to go to the 3rd floor to the royal bedroom, and then I gotta go downstairs to the 2nd floor to do everything else, and then I go back to the 3rd floor for double golems. What pencils have erasers? Exactly. Oh, Records of the Past. Strength quality shirt. That's a quest I haven't thought of in a while. Do enemies in the Netherese story arc have fort bypass? Even crit and sneak attack? So, several champions bypass fortification, and if a monster is a stealth type monster, so they're called like they're like a sneaky character with fortification bypass, they bypass fortification equal to their CR.
Fraught with defiance, determination, and despair, reach your ears and fill
The rogue type creatures you actually require more fortification to deal with. Also, I did not want that to go there. So what you do is instead of fighting everything in this room, you cast Dimension Door, and then that way when you finish talking to Strahd, all the monsters in the room are locked in there and they can't leave. So I can ignore them.
Of course, Count Strahd von Zarovich, your host.
How cool is that?
Strahd's laughter echoes across the hall, and his form dissolves into this.
God, I love Horn of Thunder.
The door slammed shut. It's a trap.
Alright, so now we go up to the 3rd floor. I believe there are skeletons right down here. Make your save. Dude, that's so many saves. Go away. One dead. The CR thing? Yeah. It's nothing tells you in the game that. It's also important to note, I actually don't know if that's true. I've never tested it. But it says that on the DDO wiki. And I've never questioned it. So it is possible that that is not how that works. And I apologize for being full of crap. But that is a thing. Anyway, we're going to come in here, and we're going to go find the royal bedroom. Now, if you don't know how the cards work for this quest, my piece of advice is you never need to go to the North Tower. So if you are in the North Tower, you are in the wrong place. You'll need to go to the South Tower. The only exception is when you go to the North Tower, which is the end of the quest, where you get teleported into a room that is the North Tower. That's one exception.
Needed to escape them. Finding
Okay,
the icon
sneak
of
attack.
Ravenloft would be all.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so you will need some more fortification. Not that much more, but some. Is the Devil's Onslaught just the one heroic? What is the Devil's Onslaught? I don't know what that is, so I'm sorry, I can't help.
Dusty scrolls and tomes line the walls.
You mean the quest Devil
and a
Assault
great
in the
desk
harbor?
Dominates the room. Sitting there is an elderly man scratching away with quill and paper. He ignores completely absorbed in his
So the way the quest works is that on normal, the quest is level 6. On hard, the quest is level 12, and on elite, the quest is level 18. Additionally, as you increase in level, or in epic, I believe epic elite it is, or epic it is 20, level 20. Epic hard it's level 21, and epic elite is 22. And they kind of break it up like that for some reason. I think the reason why they made Devil Assault the way that they did is because they wanted everyone to be able to participate in it, no matter what level they were, because at the time when they decided to get rid of the marketplace tent, the level cap was lower and people were at all the different level ranges. Is it just the one? It is one adventure, yes. I believe it also gives the chronoscope as well, which is a very commonly run raid, which drops the Gem of Many Facets, one of the best items in the game. Also, you don't have to fight this guy. I'm going to. But you don't have to fight him, because you can just grab the stone and dimension door out if you want. I'm not going to do that, but I could. Yeah, Devil Assault is, in my opinion, one of the most boring and pointless quests ever, but Chronoscope is great, and I run it, like, sometimes twice, but I run it on Epic every past life. That chest does not drop named loot. There are 2 chests in this quest that drop named loot. The first one is by doing the death card, which I could have done. The reason why I don't do the death card on Hardcore League is it puts you in a room where if you touch the sides, you literally die. So I don't want to do that, even as a chance. And 2 is the end chest once you complete it. So these 2, the death card and the end chest, both give you a named item chest. Important note, the death card is not hard. It is a simple experience. You just have to fight some monsters. The reason why I don't do it, as I said, is you're putting in this room full of fog, and if you touch the fog, you die. So I'm an idiot and I'm tired. So I just want to touch the fog and die. It'd be really embarrassing. Some card layouts, the death card gets into the quest faster. Yeah. Yeah, the fog kills you. Yeah, don't touch the fog. It's the mist of Ravenloft. The fog kills you in there, and that fog is also in the raid. So if you're familiar with how that works, when you do the Shroud raid, when you get put in the fog room, you know, okay, fog kills me, be careful. Correct. Invisible volume.
Lights this space.
Touch the middle, it makes these guys active, and they're just gonna kill them. Unfortunately, they are golems, so they take half damage from my magic. Fortunately, I do shitloads of damage, so I don't really care. Oh no, the monsters are taking less damage from my magic. I guess I'll just blow them up anyway. I just gotta make sure I stay out of the cloud kills. Also, you have to be like a little careful of the poison because you can take some constitution damage, but for me it's not that big of a deal. That was like 300 mana to take care of double golems. Yeah. Thanks to my passive healing, and there's so much walking around in this quest.
In a flash of fire, you are teleported.
Alright,
There is a
trinket?
spiral staircase across the room, suggesting you are in
This
one of
is
the
not the
castle
worst, and it
tunnels.
is Mythic
A
3.
great rumbling shakes the floor, coming
But
with the keystone in hand, you step through the castle wards unhindered.
You died to an instant kill by Strahd Portrait?
Sure enough,
I don't know if
the
Strahd's
icon of
Portrait
Ravenloft
instant
is
kills you.
still there.
It has Disintegrate, which
With a
can kill you
sigh
in
of
one
relief,
hit. But I don't... and Horde Wilting.
Esmeralda again.
But it's not a one-hit kill, it's like straight-up damage. Does it have an instant kill? It has a Phantasmal Killer? Oh, okay. I almost always run Deathblock, so I actually don't know specifically every monster that has that. Glaciation spell power. And I gotta get some better gloves. Yeah, I gotta get a better cloak. Oh god. I just need to not think about the items that I have in my inventory. Anyway, that's Ravenloft. That's Reconstruction. Oh, also it's Goro too. 2 weeks notice. He's level 14. Look at him go! Wowzers, dude. Amazing. Yeah, Deathblock is good. You do want Deathblock. Anyway, I'm gonna go do Ataraxia's Haven. Is Q&A at 4 with you or through? It's through their live stream. We're just gonna watch it here. The reason why is because I want to watch it. So we can all watch it together. Some of you may want to watch it, so, you know, it should be a good time. Also, I like give context to things. But yeah, we're just going to watch and react to the event as it goes on live. If you do decide to watch it on their channel instead of on mine because you find me annoying and you hate me and you don't want to tolerate the sound of my voice while they're talking, I will try my best not to talk over unless it's something boring. Then please feel free to download a program that allows you to edit the volume of the tabs that you're watching and then leave me open, but then just mute the tab, not the Twitch stream, the tab that has the Twitch stream in it. You mute the stream, then it doesn't count as a view. Just mute the tab, and then I still get a view count. That'd be great. Thank you. Hate that stream guy? Yeah, me too. Mute separate tabs themselves nowadays? Can they? I had to download a Chrome extension that let me do it. Your computer's a nightmare soundscape. You should happy to know you were a part of it. How many streams do you have open? Do you guys ever listen to 2 songs at the same time because you can? Like, you ever listen to music on Spotify and you're jamming out and you're having a good time, and then all of a sudden you start listening to something else, and like then you start watching a YouTube video and your Spotify is still going, then you get distracted and somebody sends you a TikTok, so now you're watching a TikTok with the video and the Spotify going in the background. And you're just like jamming. I don't really have to be super careful about anything in here because I have freedom of movement. The only thing I have to be careful of is melee damage and range damage. So I'm going to be using displacement to keep myself alive. Discord and all playing game, all playing at once. Yo, this guy's a video gamer, dude. That's a lot of sounds to listen to while you're video gaming. Bye. And I'm going to break everything using Sonic Blast, because Sonic Blast is good for that. Apparently I'm not facing the Durgar, which I was definitely facing. Not facing the Durgar. Yeah, I usually have almost always, if I'm in a Discord call, I'm in a Discord call, and then I have and I'm almost always listening to something on Spotify.
The last of the mine's drinking water seeps into the
Depends.
earth.
Got cognitive overload? Not.
Enjoy
I don't have a cognitive overload. If anything, I have a cognitive underload because my brain is so gigantic and huge. People are often impressed, like, wow, dude, you know so many things. That's so impressive. That's a real thing. I remember one time I went to a trivia place and I did so well that everyone gave me a standing ovation. They were like, wow, you know so many different things. That's amazing. And then somebody wanted me to sign their baby. I don't know. It was an interesting experience. And that's real. That definitely happened. And then everybody clapped. It's a little site and tabs when using the Firefox, so I thought Chrome works the same. Yeah. That's why, I said, that's why I have an extension that means I don't have to actually mute the player, I can just mute the tab. So when I want to support what somebody is doing, but I also want to do something else because I can't deal with too many noise sources. Because some days I just get like that, where I just got to turn everything off. Or just I need quiet for a little bit, where it's like either stressed out, like really stressed out about something, or I'm just tired, or whatever it is comes up. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes it happens to you. And I just got to turn off some noise. Gotcha. Get out of here, dwarves. Take this. I don't know why this guy just is. This one dwarven surveyor is just able to.
How about we compromise and I mute the stream and the dab?
Yeah, that's fine too. That's probably why your head hurts. Oh man, I wish. Yeah, my big brain idea: eat some friggin' vegetables. Very fun. And there's one more set of explosives here.
With their
And we're
explosives
good. Let's go.
wasted, the Duergar will have no choice but to dig by hand.
Brian shouldn't be louder. I don't think I turned anything up. My microphone might be a little bit quieter. I realized that for some reason, I don't know, the gain was turned really high on my mic. And so the audio was like, I don't know, not so good. So I just turned it down a little bit.
The deepest furnace room stores the most valuable mining supplies.
Oh, if you said brain is like too loud, then I wasn't listening. I apologize. It's a classic Strimtom move. Not listening. Alright, maybe let's grab the crates. Delicious crates. Get this. A mushroom. Grab some of this. And Fair Scout. Love how the guys are just lying down all the time. It's great. I got my hireling who just knocks everybody over. She's just like, hey, everybody, sit down. And forces them to fall thanks to the command spell, which is very useful.
The fires of the third
Also, she just like teleported onto me and body blocked all those shots, which is cool. Thanks, Tanya. What a good hireling. She's like killing people in the room sometimes. She's doing a lot of teleporting around because I think she's stuck in places a lot. I'm gonna kill this stuff. Get out of the way. And get my treasure of the snow peaks. Like, this guy's still lying down. Make your save, buddy. Make your save. You can do it. I believe in you. I don't actually believe in him. I don't think he can make his save. You don't have to break all the breakables in here, but I feel like it.
with so many supplies.
Brain is
destroyed,
overtaxing the jaw. I mean,
mining effort
so you
will
can
be
make the
critical
argument that
for
that's kind of
some
true
time.
because my jaw hurts, and so therefore I'm talking a lot, and speech comes from the Brian. So because my brain wants to get too many ideas out of it into the airspace in front of you, you know. Let's go. Cast displacement again, so I have it. Because this room can be mildly scary because there is a elemental that can hold you in place. So I'm going to blow it up in one spell cast because Horn of Thunder is a very, very balanced spell to have at this level. God, I love Horn of Thunder. And it's crazy to think that it's like, oh yeah, this character's like pretty good. But just like imagine how good it would be if I actually had like the gear. Oh, if I had a malleable scepter of resonation and a fusible scepter of magnetism. Oh, and I just had two of them, or even just had the quarterstaff in my hand and had all of those stats. That'd be so nice. I'm just making you eat salads while your heart just wants some nuggies. Honestly, kind of true. A level 11 Constitution 4 item. Very disappointing. What are you going to do?
Scaffolding and heavy reinforcement make it
And
clear
Rahmat
that
Minister on like
this
December 16th at
is
intermittent fasting in
the
keto.
to the Duergar.
How's that been going? You doing well with that? You able to stick into it? Keep on top. You know, hold yourself on your own schedule that you've set up for yourself. I ask because, you know, things can be challenging sometimes, and I've definitely found I haven't actually found too much challenge in terms. It was hard to stop the overeating at first. But now I'm doing okay. It's a thing that you like have to build out of the habit. The first day, I had the second I would finish eating something, my brain was like, go get more, go eat more, go eat more, go eat more, go eat more. It was really hard to stop myself from doing that. Important note, I am in no capacity starving myself. I'm still eating like 2,500 calories a day. Because
This tucked away
I don't have the greatest self-control,
has
but
etchings
it's way
on the
better than it was
doorway
before.
That read, "For the Devourer." A wounded Duergar lies. The Duergar confesses that the keys to the lighthouse have been stolen by the Scribe. A band of wolves have infested these caverns.
Doing calorie restriction for about a month. I lost an inch off the waist and somewhere around 10 pounds total, I think. There you go. Yeah, when it comes to like the diets where you have to restrict specifically the types of food that you eat, that's where they lose me.
The caverns and mushrooms
It's like,
twist turn into a veritable maze.
I could never do a keto diet. Anyone that's like, yeah, don't eat carbs.
A large
Excuse me?
cavern opens ahead.
What did you just say about the only thing I want to do when I wake up is eat some carbs? Yeah, I'm not doing that. That'd be an immediate failure for me. Hi, I'm late. You already discussed the 2023 DDO plans? Yeah, we did. But in about 50 minutes, there's going to be a Q&A session. We're going to watch it with the executive producer, Severlin, who's going to be taking questions from the audience and talking about stuff. It's not on my channel. It's on the official DDO channel, but I'm going to watch it here. So I'm going to stream me watching the thing so we can all watch together and talk about it. And while also at the same time asking questions about the game and things that are happening. Also, one of the keys. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, there are 2 keys you need to find, a silver key and an iron key on this quest. The 2 different keys that you need to find, one of them can be anywhere in this area, so you can find one key. Like, it's not like there's one key here and one key on the other side. There are just 2 keys in total, and they can basically spawn anywhere. There probably is not too many different set patterns of the dungeon. I just don't know all of them yet, so I assume they can spawn anywhere. Counting space and 90% of how you maintain a healthy weight anyway. Yes. Well, so your weight is like it's like 80 or it's like 80% or 90% diet and 10% exercise. Definitely overeat calories when they eat unhealthy shit because it's tasty. Yeah, absolutely. What SSG planning update attack on Stormreach? That's right. They're going to be making what probably is going to be a legendary version of the pack. So if you're like many who love the attack on Stormreach chain, you're going to have an opportunity to really enjoy your new heavily updated pack, which is very cool. I have time to read through. Not really. There's a new mini expansion that will be coming out in a few months. So you'll be able to play through the mini expansion if that's something that is interesting to you. And it's going to be based around Vecna and kind of closing off the Vecna storyline. The 3 new archetypes that are being released are going to be free, so you will not have to pay money for those. There will be a new hardcore later in the year, a raid update, as well as the revamped and likely legendaryification of the attack on Stormreach chain, which a lot of people really like. And also, the reason why I dimension doored is just to get out of that room. I just want to get out of that space because I need to find the other key. Outside of that, I don't know. Raid inside that pack? There's no raid. Grim and raid update? Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a raid in there. I think they're going to be updating a legendary raid along with it.
A cavern opens before
Cool,
you.
90-10 rules, pretty useful. Oh, yeah.
Stems of giant
Just me, or does the horn
mushrooms
sound
are
more
driven
often than it used
into
to?
deep water.
It should sound every time I cast the spell. Okay, so is it here? No, it's not here. I go up here, ignore these scrags. Go away, scrag. Every time I cast this spell, Horn of Thunder, it should make the horn sound. There's the other key right over here. So I basically had to clear off the majority of this quest, which is fine. Treasure of the Snow Peaks. Yeah, I don't think that they're adding a raid with the attack on Stormreach chain. Maybe they will. Maybe they will be adding a legendary raid where, like, we go attack Droam, or there's a major Droam force or something. It would be kind of cool if they had, like, a large-scale battle as a raid. So there's, like, war going on all sides and all sorts of stuff happening, and, you know, we're just kind of, like, running through the middle of it, trying to manage or do whatever it is we're supposed to be doing as per the story. I think that could be a cool concept. They have some of those in the Lord of the Rings Online. How about that new filigree set? Oh, the one from the event? It's pretty good. Apparently the imbue dice doesn't stack with the current existing augments, so it's not as useful as you would have thought it would be. But the set's okay. I do like the hamstring immunity, although I don't know when I'm ever going to use it. I'm probably just going to not use it and then complain when I get hamstrung, because that just makes good content. Here's some of the battles. Well, it's just like there's a lot of good ones that are very interesting in terms of the implementation. So like Throne of the Dread Terror takes place on the battle in front of Minas Tirith, so there's war going on everywhere, and the raid's taking place during the battle. And there's some of the fights are so good. You got the Mumak fight is good. Where you have to fight the 3 Mumaks at the same time. Got the Wraith fight. You have the like demon fight basically, where it's like this chained up demon. And then the whole thing with what's his name? The Steward of Angmar. It's so good. Mordorith. You have a weapon swap for, I guess, for hamstring. Yeah, but it doesn't purge hamstring. It just makes you immune. You mean Dark Quest pack? I mean, maybe someday. That would make sense as a legendary. Probably as they get closer to 40, because then it'll be 20 and 40, something like that. That the game can handle that many active models without lagging. Well, I think it would just—it wouldn't be active models. It would just be like an animation.
Etchings on the doorway that read, "For the Devourer."
Put on like Epic Voice the Master. I think that'd be the best slot. Yeah, probably. For leveling, that would actually not be that bad. Having an Epic Voice the Master with hamstring immunity is actually a pretty cool idea. I'm also happy about how tanky my character is. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Ow, con damage. I failed another save. What other 10s do I want to do? I really hate most of the 10s, and a lot of them are kind of scary and sketchy for this character. I can't do Tempest Spine because I can't get through the doors. I'm too fragile. I can't do Vault of Night. I think I'll go do Chamber of Rahmat. And then probably level up. I don't use the Epic Voice of the Master because I am lazy. I probably could use it, but yeah, I just don't. No particular reason, just a little lazy. Important note, you will notice that I don't really have a lot of focus on the spell point thing, so I don't take a lot of like mental toughness. I think clearing the hit point bonus first is more important than go with the spell points later. So on my characters that have a lot of past lives, I tend to focus pretty heavily on the spell points because I find it's more fun when you have a higher mana bar, and on softcore I also don't care as much. But for this, I'm going to be focusing almost everything on health points, making sure my health is up when it comes to feats and other defensive bonuses. But it's just funny to me that it reminds me of how it's very similar in Diablo 2, where in Diablo 2, when you play, like, especially into the casters, you put everything into Vitality and just drink potions for your mana and have a really small mana pool. But then when you get later on, you've got tons of items that are really shoring up the mana pool, and then your characters have like 500 to 1,000, and you have like so much mana, and it's just this thing that happens like way later as you like progress through the game. I'm also going to check a couple rares out here while I'm on the way for 2 reasons. One, it's a little bit bonus XP to fight some rares, and 2, if I don't get any, even if I don't get an item that I want, I will get some of the tokens, and maybe I can trade in for one in case I have to farm out anything. So I'm going to go check all the rares back here and then head over to the quest. And hopefully I should get something cool. And if I don't get something cool, well, let's try not to think about that. So first rare is right over here. And it is here. I'm going to kill this so I don't have to deal with getting magic missiled. And then over here. Go kablamo. I got nothing. My inventory slots are full. Should have figured that out before I came out here to do an adventure. I'm also going to put on my Bard Song so I regenerate mana. Oh, my collectible bag is full. Potion. How many scrolls do I have? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If there was a loot filter in DDO, sort of like how there is in Path of Exile and other games where you can filter out the items, so like I don't even see scrolls when I loot chests, that would be sick. Yeah, so far the only thing I've streamer RNG'd has been this hat, which is a good hat. I accept this hat, it's not bad. No rare here, and no rare here. You can tell if the rare is here because there will be a treasure chest. That's how I can tell. You'd wonder why they never did UI add-ons? Because it's expensive, that's why. because they have to design the game in such a way that you can, like, you know, be able to write scripts and run on the game, right? So, like, it doesn't, like, not that they have to make it, but the game isn't set up so that people can have scripts that can alter things within the game. And so, because it isn't set up like that currently, if they wanted to add that, they would have to rewrite a bunch of the software and how the game is made, which is just expensive. That's all. So, oh, excuse me. A lot of the plugins, I could be a little bit wrong about this because I'm not a computer guy, but to my understanding, a lot of plugins use different types of scripts that run off of the game code, and a lot of the games that are out there can accept certain types of scripting. So, for example, you can use Lua scripting to write add-ons for the Lord of the Rings Online. Also, depending on the video game, they may also have an API where another developer can pull data and information out of the game. That's how you can have programs like in World of Warcraft. You can have programs that will be able to keep track of this, like the damage of you and everybody else in the raid. A combat tracker is only made available because of the amount of data Blizzard shares with developers to allow them to have access to that stuff. But if you don't have an API, you have to get some computer engineers and build that piece of software. It doesn't just inherently exist. They have to build it and properly maintain it and make sure the information is up to date, so then developers can then pull into it and make their own programs and do whatever they want to do. So because they didn't do that when it first started, it just becomes expensive as time goes forward. So yeah. Token farming. I was just checking rares while I'm out here, because might as well. If I get like a couple extra tokens, there's no real downside there. WoW add-ons are also Lua. There you go. Several in Q&I. I know, isn't it so exciting? 40 minutes. I'm gonna take a look. We're gonna take a gander, watch what's going on. Hopefully we get some good intel or something interesting. Matching for a bit, I hear. Well, so DDO, important note, is not funded by Wizards. So they get their license from Wizards of the Coast, but Dungeons & Dragons Online is their own video game that, if anything, they get their funding from Daybreak, which is their publishing company. So Wizards doesn't have a whole lot in terms of the publishing arm, or like the business arm of DDO, other than probably just approval of certain ideas and things, most likely.
This decrepit chamber was built to hold the remains of the servant class.
Yeah, so like all the whole thing with like Wizards and their licensing, what have you, and all that nonsense that was going on a while ago with their OGL, none of any of that affects Dungeons & Dragons Online at all because of the way the game is already structured. The OGL is more along the lines for people that are publishing things without the use of like an existing license or agreement. So, for example, sort of like how Critical Role is doing it, where they publish their own books and they use Dungeons & Dragons as the backdrop, but the books are their own and their own published materials and works and what have you. Whereas Dungeons & Dragons Online literally pays for a license to then be able to produce things using the Dungeons & Dragons intellectual properties, such as Beholders and other things.
Stirs from his resting.
So those are different things. So any company that was previously paying for a license, so for example, the OGL wouldn't take away your ability to play the critically acclaimed video game, Dungeons and Dragons, what's it called? Dark Dungeon? Deep Descent? Dark something. Dark Nightmare? Oh, I forgot the name of that game already. Dark Alliance, thank you. Holy shit. Anyway, yeah, Dark Alliance. The performance of Dark Alliance is completely unaffected by Wizards of the Coast, so you can still keep playing Dark Alliance if you want. If it's your favorite video game, please continue to play Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. It's a classic. You know, had one of the biggest drop-offs I've ever seen in Steam history. Possibly the worst game. It's a game that makes Cyberpunk 2077 look good. You need them. I don't want to do any other more 10s, so I'm going to move on to 13 and start working on the 11s. I don't want to do them. I also need to hit the bathroom after this. When is the All Quest 2023 code? There's no guarantee that they even will release a code like that, but if they did, we would probably hear about it either today or at the anniversary event, if they have any plans of doing that. I get 5th level spells! Yay! I can now cast Greater Heroes on myself. Yay! And Chain Lightning. Yay! And Autosphere of Dancing. Actually, I'm going to take Neutralize Poison, because it lasts longer.
By the edge of the
So we'll see.
market, a pensive form
And now I'm going to get my mana, so I have 200 extra mana.
She is searching for heroes. Heroes
So I'm at
able and
1063,
willing
which
to
is good.
face an
Gives me a lot more
unknown
flexibility.
foe in
And then I got a
ancient
rebuff, and
ruins.
apparently I have to sell, and I have to empty out my collectible bag here. Who is Severlin? Severlin is the executive producer of Standing Stone Games. He owns basically both Dungeons & Dragons Online and the Lord of the Rings Online. He's also one of the head engineers as well. So, and he's going to be on the Dungeons & Dragons Online official stream in 35 minutes, and we're going to be watching the Q&A here. It's going to be fun. That should be a good time. So I hope that answers your question and makes it a little clearer what people are talking about when they talk about Severlin and the new Q&A that's coming up soon. Is there PvP in this game? Technically, yes. You can fight other players in specific PvP areas. Nobody does that because it is not balanced at all, and there's no incentive or reason to do it.
Brian
It's basically
here.
something they
You ever seen
started
the
to
plane
do
take
in like
off in a movie where they're in the
2009
mountains
and then
and the
never
pilot
touched.
can't pull the stick back and it looks like they're going to crash. Then the camera changes and waits for a few seconds, then whammy, plane pulls up and out of the mountains. Dark Alliance just picking up speed so it can fly up.
That's it. We just gotta wait a few years. In a few years, Dark Alliance, oh, that game is gonna be so good. Just you wait. Give it like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 more years, and that game is gonna be pretty mid. Just you wait. What's the end game? So you have multiple different things. There's a lot of difficulties in this game, so you can increase the difficulty. There's different game modes, or like there's different difficulty settings, and it can scale up to a very high level, so it can make all the end game content much harder, so you can run that. There are raids, and then there is also reincarnation, where you set your character back to 1 and you do it all over again, gaining a bonus based on the character that you played before. So for the people that like leveling and running through the game, you can have that be your end game, and for people that like gearing out their characters and getting every item and main maxing everything, that is also an option there. It's very cool. Speaking of options, I have to use the bathroom. That's not a good segue. I'll be right back. Did you check the DDO roadmap for 2023? You bet I did. I'm looking forward to some of the future changes, some of the things I'm going to be putting through. I am excited with the new archetypes coming out. The new Warlock looks great. It is exactly my cup of tea. It's like Warlock, or it's melee, but also Spellcaster at the same time. So you kind of get those two contrasting playstyles, which is good. What's my favorite melee playstyle? I'm currently playing an Eldritch Knight. I really like Sorcerer, and so playing as an Eldritch Knight is really cool because it gives me the ability to cast like melee spells, but then also have like the enchanted weapons. And I've always loved the idea of enchanting weapons with extra damage and different powers. I think that's like super sick as a general concept. Whether it's like playing an Artificer in a pen and paper game and enchanting your weapons to deal additional damage, or like playing a game like a Skyrim and using like some of the bound weapons. I've always liked doing stuff like that. Personally, I find that like just really, really cool. So it's something I really like. Heal your buff Tanya Brightstone. Rogue solo cookie only guide?
After this,
Yeah, we'll see.
Strim will be pew-pewing with Fist Cleric. Get excited.
After this, I'm probably going to wait for Dark Hunter to come out, and then I'll do a Dark Hunter playthrough. To show people how to do all the traps in the game as you go. I mean, similar to what we've seen so far. I can't wait for the new Warlock archetype. Yeah, the new Warlock archetype looks good. The whole beam thing is very cool. Like a Dreadlet from Heroes of Horror. I don't know what Heroes of Horror is. So there are monsters in this room. Anya, go get them. They don't move. For whatever reason, they stand entirely still. And they can't leave the room. But they cast a spell magic constantly, and I don't want to get my spells debuffed, so I'm going to get rid of that. Guessing it's probably released with the mini expansion, and those will be playable. Or pay it. I don't know. It could be a universal enhancement tree. It could be an Epic Destiny. It could be nothing. It could be just like content. I don't know. We're going to find out. Hopefully whatever they do end up releasing looks good. Oh, it's a 3.5 book. Yeah, I don't have all of the books. I have some of them, but yeah, I don't have Heroes of Horror, unfortunately. I have the 3.5 Eberron book, Spell Compendium, Complete Champion, Complete Complete Mage, or not Complete Mage, Complete Arcane, Complete Divine, Epic Level Handbook. I have a whole bunch of them. They're all on the shelf back there, but I don't have that one. Also, DDO. I'm gonna aggressively dimension door in this quest. Pretty sure Dev said that they were trying to make Universal Tree in 2023 on stream at some point last year. I don't remember this, but could be. When buy a second Modern Step 2, open DDO Wiki, Step 3, do all the traps? True. But also you can just memorize where they all are.
Slumped in the throne is a gaunt, armored figure. Without looking up, it says simply...
That's what I do.
Go away.
The roadmap will look worryingly low on content. I mean, it's the same amount of content as we got every year. DDO gets 4 updates a year, so that's what they have planned. It's pretty on the level in terms of the amount of content we get every year. It doesn't look impressive. The thing that I'm kind of miffed on is the fact there's just less description about what's coming on later in the year. I felt like the actual paragraphs were short in terms of just talking about what's going to be coming out. They basically talked about the expansion a little bit, but there was no mention of the PAX talk that apparently they're doing. It did not mention that anywhere, which is weird. And then no real mention of like what is going to be happening with new hardcore and what are we going to get any other features other than archetypes in this entire year? Is it just like the 3 archetypes and then nothing else for the whole year? They must have planned some of that, but is it all just like still unknown? What kind of territory are we in? So stuff like that is just still missing in terms of like other stuff. I would hope that they would give us another follow-up, but they're probably not going to.
You use the silver key you found on the command.
What I think about Spell Thief, I think that there is no way to implement a Spell Thief in this video game that will make anyone happy.
Skull inside the mausoleum, and a brilliant light fills the room. Now, if there were only some way to direct the light to the beacon atop the mansion.
So a bit more through throw testing and training since I had to do it anyway. Base number of fully cleared packs, as each pack spawns more packs, whereas if you leave some mod packs live, you can nearly empty the map without spawning her. Interesting. Just run like 30 lives. Exactly. Yeah, just keep playing the game again and again, and eventually you'll know where everything is.
The sound of flapping wings comes from just beyond the closed door. Your eye is drawn to the impressive
Without an endgame, the riskier it
dominates the
is.
courtyard.
Wait, we don't have an endgame? When do we not have an endgame?
Swooping down on their prey.
I'm confused. What do you mean by we don't have an endgame and the longer we go without an endgame? When is there not an endgame? Praying for an Astral Monk archetype? What's the Astral Monk? I don't know what exactly that is. There's like, what, almost 200 quests probably? Not 200, probably like 150 quests at the end game, and then also like 20 raids.
The beacon flashes
That you can run. Like raid trains, there's literally not enough time to run all of the raids at endgame because most people get bored before they finish the raid train because there's too many. There's so many raids at endgame. If you mean by like, oh, if they keep updating the level cap, like if the level cap goes to 34 in a couple months, and the level cap goes to 40 at the end of the, or like, you know, 36 by the end of the year, and then it's 38, we're probably going to be keeping the level cap of 32 until next year, until like end of next year is my guess. I would imagine the level cap is not going to 34 until 2024 is my guess. Like late 2024 is when the level cap's going to go up. Which is like 6 quest packs worth of content in between then, now and then. Speed 19, Insightful Sonic Resistance. Well, if that was a good item, that would be cool. But it's not. Rats. Maybe you can summon spectral arms and armor to increase your range of defenses. Basically like JoJo's. Oh, sorry, I have not seen that anime. I see. I still gotta get back into watching anime. Took a break from that. Back to the servant's quarters. Game nowadays, MMO sounds for me like endless grind components of 6-7 sacred items you have to get your tune, or your tune sucks. So the thing about endgame and MMORPGs is that they are all very tedious, repeatable grind, and every MMORPG has a tedious, repeatable grind to endgame. The reason why they have that is because without that, there isn't really a lot else to do in your MMORPGs, so that's why they have the repeatable, tedious grind that you can do. It's how they keep people playing. They don't have the luxury of like a Call of Duty where they can just like pump out a new game every single year and people will buy it. Although they do sort of have that because a lot of these companies will release expansions. And especially a game like Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft, where you pay the sub and you buy the $60 expansion. It's a little different, but for what the name, the level range of 40 in pen and paper, I think the level was 50 was demigod. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think that a lot of people have had the expectation that they were going to be jumping up to 40 like right away, and I really, really don't think they're going to be jumping up to 40 right away. Like, just, we spent 6 years at level 30. I would expect to spend at least 2 years at level 32. I could be wrong about this. That's true. And I could be incorrect. But I'm not always. Just keep climbing. Just keep climbing. Kind of sad we went past level 30. Why are you sad? I like progression, and so getting more levels and getting more powers and new abilities is cool. It's one of the things that's difficult about like evergreen games is that they can get kind of boring because you've already played it before. It's like I went back to play Destiny, and Destiny's like kind of fun, but I played the last season, and this season my character is exactly the same. I don't have any new powers. I don't have any new abilities. So I can keep playing it, but I'm playing the same character again. So they like add in like 1 or 2 new guns that aren't very good, and you're still using the same guns from the last meta, and you go, well, I guess I'm done with this for now. And Dispel Magic. God damn it. I'm gonna be really careful. And this is why I bought potions. And so you just end up running the same things over and over and over. And the same thing happens in Elder Scrolls Online, where, you know, oh, cool, they added some new stuff. You know, oh, they added, like, a new way to build your character and a couple new items. But if the items aren't better than the old items, I have no reason to change. And so I haven't, like, one of my characters, I haven't changed the gear set on in, like, 3 years, because I don't have to. So it's just the same character forever. And that's another problem with, like, same thing with Guild Wars 2. They don't, there's no, like, level cap increase, so unless something new comes out that's better, usually you're just going to stick doing whatever you were doing, and then the game feels stagnant and kind of boring. Whereas when you increase the level cap, you force everyone to have to change, which can be bad for some, but at least the game feels different. So it's one of those things where there are reasons why I can see the kind of the positive side of that, where, well, if nothing changes, then, you know, it feels familiar and you don't have to worry about things changing and getting, you know, annoying over time, or having to relearn things. But then the other way around, without things changing, it feels boring and samey. Also, love your staff has been slain by this adventure. I assume they probably wanted to say love yourself. I just spoke faster. Let us hope for more into the surface. I am hoping for more into the surface, but we're going to be finding out about more things probably today with the Q&A, or we're not going to find out with more things Q&A. Also, important note, you hug this wall or else you spawn all the vampires here. I think we could get that without needing to level more. Yeah, but the developers don't, so they're adding levels. Right? If you're smarter than the development staff, then go work there and make the game better. But it's one of those situations where if the developers think that it's a better idea for them to increase the level cap to add more stats, skills, and abilities, like, I guess the way that I think about it is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. DDO has successfully been increasing its level cap and been making interesting things as the level cap has increased. And so they could take the route and do like every other game and stop their progression entirely, but progression has been good for them. And Isle of Dread was a very popular expansion, and I'm assuming it sold very well because friggin' shitloads of people play Isle of Dread. There's something you hope to see added to the game this year? What would I like to see added to the game? I would like them to make it so that the bank doesn't dump into the reincarnation stash. That's what I would like to see. New mounts? A new mount type would be cool. Yeah, for sure. Give me like a spider. Or a... I don't know. I think I would like to ride a spider. Or if I can't, maybe if they can give me an F-150, that would be cool. So I could just drive that bad boy around. That'd be nice.
Suggests the author is none other than Strahd himself.
Perhaps your I take one of those two.
Town can make sense of it.
Best looking spiders. DDO has very good, terrifying looking spiders. The way the legs articulate, it's very fun and spooky looking. Oh, Wisdom 7 cloak. Could you imagine if that was charisma? Magnetic gloves of ramp. Well, it is magnetic, so it is lightning spell power. I need that. So sometimes disappearing because of server shenanigans. That would be cool if they could make bow combat fun. Yeah, how about they make bow combat fun? Is that a good thing to wish for? Is that me having wishful thinking about making bow combat fun? I'd love that. So bow it up, baby. Is your Astro build still good? It is strong in terms of, you know, being straightforward and simple and doing good endgame damage. I just don't find bow combat fun anymore.
Lady Wachter and Baron
So if you are playing it, if you start playing it and you're enjoying it, you'll have a great time because it is strong. But I just don't enjoy bow playstyle.
So, can you tell which one that is?
I mean, there's guns in D&D too. You don't just need Pathfinder. Some people don't like guns in their fantasy. I don't really care. I think it's fine. Interview is at 7 or at 4? It's in 14 minutes from right now, which is 840 seconds. How did both of these guys dodge? What is this? What is this? Why are they running in circles? What is going on? I am so confused. I like to see Epic XP. Epic XP persisting after reincarnation or through reincarnation. Very, very cool. That was something that was mentioned by Linabelle as a possible, like, stretch, basically a stretch goal for the Epic Destiny revamp system. Or, sorry, the Legendary system. So that'd be kind of neat. That was the thing that could be added to the game. And it still might be something we'll see. So, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll get, like, an Epic Destiny, and that will also happen at the same time. Oh, what do you think if they merge some servers or make quest instances multi-server? Every person that plays Dungeons & Dragons Online is in favor of that idea, so I don't have much more to add to that idea. I always wish for very simple things, so like a bag or toy box to put my cosmetics in. Yeah, they've explained in a lot of detail why that is not a simple task, but basically it's the way the cosmetics are formed in the video game. It's such that each cosmetic has a specific ID and a specific format, and it is not baggable as of right now.
A harsh commanding voice issues from down the hall on the left.
When people just simply stop for new content and epics then? No, because if you epic reincarnate, it resets your epic XP. So you still epic reincarnate, but it just means, let's say you're level 32 and you want to change a build, you can just do a heroic reincarnation, and then once you get to level 20, you can just go 20 to 30, 30 to 32. Which list of spellbooks persisting through reincarnations? All spellbooks persisting through reincarnations would be very nice. So if I learn spells in my Alchemist or my Artificer, I get to keep them. That'd be great. I'd love something like that. Do you think it would be good change if we didn't have to empty our reincarnation cache between reincarnations? So yes and no. So it would be very convenient, and it would be very nice to not have to empty out my reincarnation cache in between reincarnations. But it wouldn't be a good change, because then you would just never empty a reincarnation cache and have an infinitely filling bag. So it would probably be bad for the servers if they did that. So do I think it would be cool? I mean, yeah, it would be very convenient. but do I think the servers have infinite capacity? No. And you have to understand, they actually had to change the mailbox to reduce how many items were in the mailbox, because there were players that had thousands of items in their mailbox because they would put things on the auction house for prices nobody would want to buy, and then let the auction expire. And when the auction expires, it mails the item back to you. When the item is mailed back to you, it would basically overflow the box. And there were many, many players who were going thousands of items deep into their own mailbox to hold extra stuff. And remember, this is only things that are bound to character, or like unbound, which means it's not even like end game gear, or they're trying to hold on to full item sets or anything like that. They're just holding on to like collectibles, other different types of consumables, just tradable, not rare gear, and they're holding into all this in the thousands. So giving people the power to just have an infinite amount of inventory space is not a good idea.
For someone who consorts with literal devils.
There are a lot of pack rats out there, and giving pack rats the opportunity to never have to even consider how much storage space they need to use is a bad idea. What difference between server merge and crossplay if you are instance-based game only? Long story short, there's just a lot of things. So, like, if you do a cross server, then I can be named Strimtom and so can you. But if we server merge, only one of us can be Strimtom. It's in the blue Abishai twice. Very annoying. Right, speed the lightning. Duh, I do that. I know how to play this game. Yo, what's up, Drakengard? How are ya? PvP battles to preserve your name? Yeah, everybody's gonna love that. Hey, what's up, Screen? How are ya? How you doing? I was part of a server merge on Lotro, and it went horribly. Lost entire inventory. Yes, exactly. They did merge some servers a long time ago in Lord of the Rings Online, and a lot of people lost everything. I lost most of my stuff. A lot of my characters didn't make it through the merge. Genasi is a new race. They didn't announce any new races this year, and we should get one based on the general schedule of how we get races. So maybe we'll get a new race? Yeah. That'd be cool. Got stuck in Chamber of Rayum. My day is going good. My face hurts a little bit, so if my tone of voice sounds lower, it's because I'm in physical pain and I can't open my mouth that much. I have a muscle problem in my jaw, so I gotta be careful. And yeah, so I'm talking a bit quieter than normal. Also, the stream's gonna be a little shorter, but it's not gonna be so short that we will be avoiding Fridays at 4, the SSG show that is going on in 9 minutes, where we're gonna be watching and learning about some of the new stuff. Yeah, sounds good, Dredry. Only tend to get races with full expansions? Not necessarily. Sometimes, but not necessarily. Like, Dragonborn was just released to the game. Like, we just got Dragonborn. Yo, what's up, Johnny Hunt? You get in trouble for being AFK too much? No. And then Wood Elf, yeah. What kind of race would I want to see? Kobold. Your flavor race and tabletop? Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I want Kobold. One more DDO news. Just imagine DDO 2. Yeah, DDO 2 is not going to happen. That would not be a profitable project. DDO can be profitable because the infrastructure already exists and you don't have to pay for it. But DDO 2, you have to make DDO 2. So you have to spend a bunch of money to make a game that has a player base of the current size of DDO. It would pretty much just, like... I'm just trying to imagine trying to pitch that to, like, some investors. They're like, okay, so what's the sales cap of your game? And, like, this is the existing sales cap. Like, okay, you're going to make more money? Like, no, we'll probably make the same amount of money. Like, okay. You want us to invest how much money? I need less restoration. I'm going to finish Amber Temple in the next 6 minutes, and then I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to finish Amber Temple in the next 6 minutes, and then we're going to go watch the thing. Kobold or Bullywug? Kobold. Bullywugs would also be cool, but I'd rather have Kobold over Bullywug, if I'm being honest. I have to get out of here, because I need a wand that lets me cast something. So we're going to go airship, go to House K, get restoration scrolls, teleport back. And also, yeah, I'd rather have DDO 3, exactly. You have lots of questions? Good, I'm excited. I can't wait to read all of your questions. Important note, I will also, you know, we're going to talk about the chat as well, so what people are chatting about should be fine. Split your population. Oh yeah, probably would be less, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, if you're AFK, the game will log you out. There is an AFK detector. There's no, but you don't get in trouble for AFKing in the video game. You don't have to turn on video games. If the developers don't want you to AFK in their video games, they'll put in a system that prevents you from doing that. I'm going to buy, like, I don't know, 25 heal scrolls and 25 Greater Resto scrolls, just in case I get afflicted by something. I can do Greater Resto, right? Yeah, I can. Good. Okay, good. And back to Ravenloft. Let's finish off Amber Temple in the next 5 minutes, and then we'll go. I did not see the DDO Twitch channel. That's because it's not currently active yet. It shouldn't be. The Q&A starts in 5 minutes. The game looks so smooth. Thank you. I put a lot of Vaseline on the screen to make sure it could, like, everything would slip and slide together, so... you know, the trick to really making the games run smoothly is lubrication. So put some Vaseline on your monitor and put some oil in your computer. Generally, I would recommend some WD-40. If you don't have any, use some olive. So just use some olive oil if you got some in the kitchen or whatever. Vegetable oil can also work as well in a pinch. While still watching your stream, yeah, you have to have the other chat channel open. We need an open world that seems so dead, only seeing a few people here and there. How is open world going to make it be less dead? If it's open world, that means the world is even bigger, so you see even fewer people. DDO has a very condensed and dense town, and if you make it open world, you'll see even fewer people than you would now. Like, DDO is a small, condensed world. If you make it open, you'll have less people to see. It would be even more confusing.
Update, I am now using my monitors as a frying pan.
Okay, so, we gotta get to finishing this. So if you want to do Amber Temple fast, all you have to do is come down here, you walk in the front door, and you jump down this area. You're gonna check for the passwords. There's a possibility for the password to be here, and it's not. There's a possibility for the password to be over here. If it's not here, then we gotta check some of the other places, and I have 4 more minutes, so hopefully the password will be nice and fast, and I won't get Etherna. It's not here, so I'm gonna have to check the other 2 spots. Which is up here. How much gigabytes on graphics card would you call it good for max graphics on DDO? I don't know. I don't know anything about graphics cards or how they work. I just have a 2080 Ti. I mean, Bloom? Yeah, you gotta add... Sorry, I gotta add the Vaseline to the screen real quick. Let me just get out some of the Vaseline. Hold on. Here. There we go. There we go. Nice and clean. Now, do you see the Vaseline now? Oh, there's no monsters here either. Oh, God. So we did get the long one. That's good. Exactly. Now this is how the game is meant to be played. You might not like it, but this is peak performance. Yeah. So the last place the password can be is right here. God damn, it's so hard to see right now. I don't even know why this is an option in the video game. Like, why would you ever want Bloom in a video game? I don't understand. Why is this even a setting? Why can you do this? Why are you allowed to do this to your computer? Developers, people that work in game design, any artists out there, please give me the 411 on this situation. Like, why there's a human person that exists in 3-dimensional space that's like, yeah, dude, turn up the Bloom. Anyway, I'm going to turn this down so it's not so distracting. Now that I have this, you can come through this door and come through this door, which takes you right to the end. I have True Seeing, which allows me to get to the end like nearly right away. You gotta be a little careful. Also, I need fire resistance because this is a champion. I kill these things. Block the sword when it comes down so you don't take any damage. Tell the hireling not to move. This floor breaks unless you hug this left wall. Hug the left wall, the floor doesn't break. Wowzers. Make it you're the Bloom? Yeah, I'll turn it all the way up to the top.
You hear a single coin fall near your feet.
People are very upset and angry. Yeah, but those people are idiots because DDO gets only 4 updates a year. So if they're upset about 4 updates this year, then they should hopefully be upset about 4 updates last year and the year before and the year before. All right, and it's in this room. Nice. If you get attacked by slads through the door, that means it's this room. Clear. I put on displacement so I don't get killed. And all I have to do is make it through this section. Almost done. Again, if you're upset about the amount of updates that DDO is getting, not saying that you can't be upset about that in a vacuum, but if you're an existing player, like somebody who's already been playing the game for a while, and you're upset about the number of updates, like, bro, this is very par for the course. This is what we get. Not saying you shouldn't ask for more, but you shouldn't be confused when they give you, like, the same thing that they gave you before. People that have low post counts or new accounts, I can see those people being upset and being like, really? That seems like a little light. Absolutely. And we're done. Talk to this lady, and I'm out of here. I don't need the medium armor. I don't care, and I gotta get ready for the live stream, so I'm gonna turn it on. And that's how we do that. Oh, apparently it's live already.